Something like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right
to live? Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead and hit that like button, because you already know what time it is, and you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've seen other people do it well, but what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button, and everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. Share the content. There are so many people who need to get great content like this, and it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, today we're going to be talking about another very, very, very interesting subject. But of course, I got to talk about it because it needs to be properly documented on the record. Not that we won't talk about it again, because this is the type of subject that needs to be documented enough. Okay? Needs to be documented enough. We are going to talk about misogyny in the Black community, y'all. Okay? Misogyny in the Black community. And why are we going to talk about this? Because it's not just the fact that misogyny exists in the Black community. We need to get a handle on who actually participates in this misogyny. So we're also going to be dealing with the projection and protection of white supremacy. Because at this point in your life, you should know that there is no white supremacy that truly exists. All right, white supremacy doesn't truly exist, but it is an ideology that many people follow. Many people are taught to follow. Okay, and there are certain things that are put out there to protect white supremacy. I told y'all time and time again, the first rule of white supremacy is you do not challenge the white man. That's first rule. We got to protect that guy. So A lot of black women talk about misogyny, y'all. A lot of black women talk about misogyny in the black community, just being the overall black community. Now, we know it's two major subsections of the black community. There are men who are productive, functional, respectable, that believe in black men's leadership, the women we're married to, and the children that live in our homes. Okay, that's very specific, y'all. The women we're married to, not just if you live there, the women that you're married to, and the children that live in our homes. If you're a child and you don't live in our home, we not claiming you. It is what it is. Okay. And then there's also a dysfunctional, anti-family, single mother community. All right. Two very, very separated communities. Okay. Well, that's how folks need to see it. Like, if you got an insider's view, then you should be able to see that. Now, if you have a white supremacist viewpoint or an outsider's viewpoint, you can't tell the difference. Okay. Okay. You can't tell the difference. All right. You know, before I go further than this, first of all, let me give a shout out to all my hosts, demonetized. He says at the Roger Boy Live, about time, brother. Salute and great Monday. Disclaimer: views expressed by the Roger Report are for entertainment purposes. View discretion is advised. Hit the like button. Shout out to all my hosts, demonetized. How can I not read that, y'all? How can I not read that? Shout out to all my hosts, demonetized. But before I go too far into this, y'all, let me take a moment out to give proper respect where respect is due, because there are some people who show great support over here at the Roger Report Live, and I do appreciate it. Not that all my hosts demonetized ain't one of them, okay? Not that ain't the case, but we also need to give a shout out to the people who send in financial contributions, because they allow me to do things in a way that I wouldn't be doing if that were not happening. So shout out to my main man, the sponsor of today's stream. KMS is the sponsor of today's stream. Shout out to KMS. He is the sponsor of today's stream. Appreciate all you do. Appreciate you big time. Appreciate you big time. Shout out to KMS. And let me give some shout outs to some of the first people that checked in this morning, because when you start the show, it's always great to see you got people checking in. And we got to recognize those folks. We got to recognize those folks. But today, y'all, what we like to call over here at the Roger Report Live, the Highlander of today's stream, the first one in the building was my main man, Afro Merchant. He was number one. Shout out to Afro Merchant. Of course, always great to see you over here, brother. Always great to see you over here. We got the Righteous Teacher in the building. What's good, my brother? What's good? Glad to see you. Inspired Truth Broadcast is here. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Sarah B is in the building. Hey, Sarah, what's going on? Glad to see you. Glad to see you. My main man, Trail Bentley, representing hashtag Long Live the Habitual Line Sepals. Hashtag Negroes in the Wilderness. Hashtag Dignity Over Vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's babies, and hashtag Hell Hydra. Always great to see you, brother. Always great to see you. Shout out to Gold P is in the building. Good to have you, brother. Good to have you. We got my main man, the guy who helps keep it all in line, then formed his own pit crew. We appreciate him a great deal, and y'all don't know just how much influence that man got, but we appreciate him a great deal. Give a shout out to my main man, Chef Mike's Roundtable. Of course, it's always great to have him in the building. Always great to have him in the building, because we appreciate the work that he does. We do appreciate the work that he does. Okay. Shout out to my main man, Ogami, representing. Glad to see you, brother. Glad to see you. Ton of runners in the house. What's going on, my brother? Red Black Expat Philippines, y'all. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Nice sometimes. What's happening, man? Great to see you as well. Great to see you as well. Of course, shout out to all my hosts, demonetized, which we know is in the building. Orange Black is in the house as well. Good to have you all here. Shout out to superstar Jay Quick in the building, y'all. And we gonna get right into it, y'all, because I want this to be a doozy. I want this to be a doozy, because we want to deal with the fact that we have misogyny in the black community. Okay, it is about the projection and protection of white supremacy. Because see, there's things I talk about, deal with, and sometimes you got to bring the pieces together so people can see what's going on. Why does misogyny exist in Black America, y'all? Let's get into this. Why does misogyny exist in Black America? The reason misogyny exists in Black America, okay, or one of the main reasons, is because, let's just keep it real, y'all. Misogyny is about the hatred of women. Okay, misogyny is about the hatred of women. Okay, who hates women in Black America? Let's really think about that question, y'all, and let's point it out. Who hates women in Black America? Now, I understand what propaganda wants you to believe. I do get that. I understand why there's people fighting to put out something about who really, participates in misogyny in Black America. We're told time and time and time and time and time again that Black men hate Black women. We told this time and time again. Okay, we hear this stuff about privilege and you got Black male privilege and things like that. We hear this type of stuff. We do hear this type of stuff. All right, but we got to pay attention to what's going on in real life. We do. Okay, the hatred of Black women seems to be carried out by Black women. Nobody hates Black women more than Black women. Now, let's keep it real, y'all. Nobody hates Black women. Well, I guess possibly there is somebody who hates Black women more than Black women, because white supremacists may hate Black women more than Black women, even though it'll be close to the same level, because most Black women are white supremacists. I mean, I guess you could argue white supremacy hates Black women, but Black women are normally white supremacists in America. Yet, shout out to all you people listening around the world. I'm telling y'all what's real. I know, TV only gonna show you so much, but if you happen to listen to this from somewhere around here, I'm telling you what's real over here. Black women hate Black women. All right. Now I get it. They say a whole lot of stuff about how it's coming from somewhere else, but Black women absolutely hate Black women. Okay. Because let's think about it. Do Black women like themselves? Let's just do, let's step into that just for a moment, y'all. Do Black women even like themselves when they look in the mirror and they see that quote unquote beautiful Black women, which they say they are, okay, which they say they are, and they talk from a physical perspective. Most of the time they say that. Do they like Black women? Okay, do they like Black women? Well, according to their hair, they don't. I'm just gonna say it like that, y'all. According to Black women's hair. Now, I'm not saying every Black woman, of course, for you slow people who dumb and don't understand what a general sentence is. I mean, what a general statement means. If you're too slow to figure that out, we're not talking about all women. Me having to say this to you means you don't understand third grade education. Okay, that's what this means. That's why I'm putting it out for the people who don't get third grade education. Okay, all right, yeah. According to Black women, they look at themselves in the mirror. They don't like Black women. Why can we say this? Because Black women look at themselves in the mirror and then they like to do things to not look Black before they leave the house. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with looking yourself in the mirror and saying, hey, I can improve this about myself. I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with that. But Black women generally go to the mirror and figure out what they're going to do so they can look less Black before they walk outside. Now, as a Black man, I'm not going to lie. I go to the mirror. I do it every day. I couldn't tell you the last day I didn't go to a mirror. I couldn't tell you that. Okay. I see myself. I see a Black man in that mirror. Okay. Now, sometimes I look at myself and I say, that ain't quite right. That needs to change. I could fix this. I could fix that. Okay. Now, I never see anything that I desire to do to make me look less black. But yeah, I will look at myself and I want to do something too. Okay. I know a lot of brothers have done the same thing. You know, people, what you talking about, Roger? What you talking about? No, I don't put in contacts to change my eye color. No, I don't do that. No, I don't do that. But what I will do is get some soap and water, put it on my face, and I clean my face off. Not to lighten my skin. No, 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 I don't do that. I don't do that. You know, sometimes you get a brush. Some of y'all may even get a comb. Okay. And you know what you do? Yeah, you groom your facial hair. That's what you do. Okay. You groom your facial hair. Okay. It is what it is. Some of y'all got to grab that pick. Okay. You got to grab a pick. You pick out you pick out your beard. Okay. All right. All right. You pick out your beard. Okay. Now, shout out to Landon. Shout out to Landon. He say, also, natural doesn't mean bald headed. You know what I'm gonna say to that, Landon? I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna disagree to that one. Cause as a brother who been rocking the ball for a long time now, I got to say, hey, that's my natural bald head. I've been started losing hair. I knew back when I was in high school I was gonna lose my hair. Okay, it didn't shock me at all. So no, I will rock the ball. But you know what else? There are women who rock bald heads and they look fine. For whatever reason, they keep cutting their hair off as if they can't grow any, and they rock bald heads. So I got to say, no, I haven't gone through the trouble, and I'm not even saying this wrong, y'all, because there are some things out there, y'all. I see my main man, Deion Sanders, y'all. I see my main man, Deion Sanders, okay? He went and got some of that hair restoration stuff. Now, he's restoring his own hair. He's not putting in other people's hair in his head. He's doing some type of process where they restore your own hair. Do I look at Deion Sanders and be like, something wrong with him? No. I remember Deion Sanders just rocking the ball because obviously he started losing his hair. But Deion got money. Okay, Deion got money. So what's going to see something about a hair restoration process? They could be cheap. I have no idea what it costs to have a hair restoration process, but I know what Deion not doing. I know Deion ain't going to get no wig so he can put something on his head so he can look different or somehow look like he's not a black man. So you know what? If a woman rocks a bald head, Landon, I'm gonna give her that. I'm gonna give her that. That's on her if that's what she want to do. I'll give her that because I would take her rocking a bald head before I see her. Before I see her, you know, rocking somebody else's hair. I'd rather she rock a bald head than to rock hair from someone else. Okay, and that's real talk. So I take her bald head. All right, at least it's her head. Yeah, it's her head, Landon. Okay. Y'all, give me one moment. Give me one moment. Unfortunately, I got a call that I kind of need to take. I'm gonna make it short and sweet. All right, my bad about that, y'all. My bad about that. Had to relay some information, and they couldn't get it from nobody but me. So it is what it is. Okay, but yes, Landon and all those other folks, y'all. Okay, all those other folks. I'd rather she rock that bald head. Okay, then she show up with what a lot of women are rocking nowadays. They got a full blonde full blown wig on or weave or whatever it is they doing. Okay, I'm seeing it on a much more regular basis than I used to see it. So I'd rather she rock her bald head. I ain't even tripping. Okay, at least she look like herself. But things like this let you know 100% for sure that black women don't like the way they look. Shout out to my man Gold P. He said that's me calling Roger. Kobe. y'all know Gold P ain't no good. Y'all know he ain't no good and I ain't telling on himself, okay? I won't go even say nothing, Gold P, but you telling on yourself. All right, y'all. Again, I go into that mirror, y'all. Somehow I'm able to look at my eyebrows. Now, I don't know about y'all, okay? I'm gonna know about y'all, but I can tell you about me. I look at my eyebrows, y'all, and you know what I think? Nothing. I barely notice them. They fine, okay? Don't really even notice them. Every once in a while, I will notice my eyebrows. Maybe something comes up, and I actually think, hey, look at my eyebrows. But I've been 100% satisfied every single time. Okay, y'all? I can't tell you about you, but I can tell you about me. I look at my eyebrows, and I'm 100% satisfied every single time. For decades, I've been satisfied. Decades, y'all. Decades. I didn't say years. Years is cool, but I'm saying decades. I've been 100% satisfied with my eyebrows for decades at this point, y'all. Decades, okay? Black women go to the mirror, and for some reason, her natural eyebrows just don't fit her face. Yeah, y'all. She comes to the conclusion that ain't my conclusion that they don't fit her face. That's her conclusion. She look at her eyebrows and she say, "That don't fit my face." And you know what a lot of them do? Because there are some who they gonna take a little off here, they gonna take a little off there. Okay, they gonna do all that stuff, right? And some of them gonna just shave the whole thing off. And you know what they do? They draw some on. Now, a lot of these women that draw on eyebrows, okay, these ladies can't even draw. That's number one. Ask them to draw you a picture. They're going to be like, no, I can't draw. So you know you can't draw, okay? You're not talented as an artist to just draw pictures, but you will draw your eyebrows on. You will cut off your God-given eyebrows to draw some on your face, even though you don't consider yourself to be a good artist. Ain't that about nothing? Ain't that about nothing? Make that make sense, y'all. Make that make sense. God gave you a set of eyebrows and you shave them off so you can draw some eyebrows on. And if somebody asks you to draw a picture, the first thing out your mouth is, well, I can't really draw. Wait a minute, you can't draw, but you want to draw your eyebrows? You can't draw, but you want to draw your eyebrow. Huh? Is that what we doing? Okay, because that don't make no sense to me. All right. Now, let's be realistic, y'all. Let's be realistic. Because I know we hearing this eyebrow thing and people still brushing past a little bit. Okay. People brushing past a little bit. Okay. Let's think about this though. I go to a mirror daily basis. I see something coming out of my face. Okay. I see something coming out of my face. All right. Every time I see this thing coming out of my face, I do something to get rid of the evidence of it even being there. Okay? I'm not saying what the thing is. Does it sound like I want that thing to be a part of my face? Or does it sound like I hate the fact that that thing is a part of my face? Y'all tell me. Okay? You tell me. If something growing out your face, And every time you see it, you want to get rid of all evidence that is growing out your face. Do you like that thing that's growing out your face? See, it ain't got to be an eyebrow. It ain't got to be an eyebrow. What if it's a mole? Okay. You got a bump on your face or something. Okay. Got a blackhead growing out your face. Okay. Do you like your face having that thing if you always trying to get rid of the fact that it was ever there? Do you like that thing? So why change it up for eyebrows? Why change it up for eyebrows? All right. Hatred of women starts at home, okay? Starts at home. Starts at home. All right. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. So black women live in this world where they go through a lot of trouble to change their appearances, right? They go through a lot of trouble to change their appearances. I'm not saying black women are going through trouble to enhance their appearance. No, I think black men try to enhance their appearance. Okay? You'll brush your mustache or your beard. Some of you gonna comb it out. Some of y'all grab a pick, you pick it out. That's enhancing your actual appearance, okay? You're not putting anything on your face so everybody can see this different thing, okay? Now, I will even give folks credit for this, y'all. I will even give folks credit for this. There are some people who actually color their hair. It can happen amongst men. It can happen amongst women. You know, they got products. You know, your beard starts to go gray. There's like products you can put on your hair so your hair won't be gray anymore. You know, you can blacken it up. You can do this with hair, or you can do this with beards, all kinds of stuff. Black men will do things to quote unquote make their hair look more like it used to be. That's what they do. They make it more like it used to be. They're used to their beard being black. They used to their hair being black at the top of their head. So they will quote unquote enhance, not change. I want my hair to look the way it always looked. I don't want my hair to look a different color. I want it to look the way it always looked. Okay. Now, what I don't see, okay, for the most part, what I do not see is black men changing their hair colors. Okay. I'm not going to say they don't exist, especially if you like trying to stand out. If you in a career where you're trying to be public or something like that, you know, shout out to Cisco. Cisco would dye his hair. Cisco's trying to stick out. He's trying to be professional singer. You know, I want to be known. I don't want to just be a regular person. I want to be out there in the street. Cisco would change his hair color. Not saying it was necessary, but it makes him stick out. Cool. It is what it is. Okay. I ain't mad at Cisco for doing that. Cisco in the business. This guy is a singer. He in the business, man. His business is being a public figure, getting as much attention as possible to help sell some records. I get it. I ain't tripping that Cisco did it. Okay. You know, if you're a woman and you're trying to be a public figure and you do something with your hair to make it look different, I understand it's the business. I get that. I totally get that. What I don't get, y'all, is when I drove past down the street, headed home, right? What I don't get, I see two women on the bus stop, okay? I'm assuming mother, daughter, right? That's what I'm assuming. I don't know, okay? But I see two women on the bus stop. There is nothing about me to let me know that they are somehow trying to be public figures, right? Okay? One got some blonde in her hair. The other got a full blonde head of hair, you know what I'm saying, coming all down her shoulders and toward her back. I couldn't see quite how long it was because one, I'm driving, they on the bus stop. Not that I'm making fun of them for being on the bus stop. I will get on the bus in a second if necessary. Okay. But I'm laughing because I see her flowing blonde hair coming up out of her black woman's head. Okay, I saw her flowing blonde hair. Okay. Shout out to Janelle. He say the worm, Dennis Rodman, your Chicago Bull, Roger. Long live the habitual line steps. You know what? The worm was selling himself. The worm did all type of shenanigans because he's a public figure. What he wasn't was a random dude standing on the bus stop. That's what he wasn't. He wasn't an unknown man just standing on the bus stop like the ladies I drove past. Okay. So of course I started laughing because I'm talking about she had her hair long coming. I don't know how far I went, y'all. I didn't stick around to get a really super good look to like, okay, let me see. Just does it go down to her butt? Like what? But she had her wig or extension, whatever it was, she had it coming all down her shoulders and everything, y'all. She was ready, y'all. She was ready. Okay. Now, if she was in show business, I look at it a different way. Okay. I'm not saying it's cool because you're in show business, but I accept that people in show business are trying to stand out. Shout out to the word. Okay. You're trying to stand out. And you know what? Them folks standing out makes them millions of extra dollars in certain cases. So I get it. I get it. I ain't necessarily doing it, but at least I can understand it. You get what I'm saying? I can at least understand it. I can at least understand the person's after some money. So a lot of black women just don't like their hair. Okay. Okay. It what it is. All right. Shout out to Maggie Thompson under the veil. She say, don't hate on blondes, bro. Well, you know what, Maggie? Let me just say this. Let's just clarify this, y'all. Let's just clarify this. I am not saying a blonde is not a turn on. Okay? I am not saying a blonde is not a turn on. Because if it looks like it naturally grew out your hair, that is a turn on. Okay? That could very much be a turn on. But when you look like it doesn't grow out your hair, no, that's not a turn on. Okay? That ain't no turn on. It just ain't. It ain't. Yeah. If you're a white woman, I'm saying it, y'all. I'm saying if you're a white woman and you rocking that blonde, mm, 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 you could very much look good. Okay? All right? Brother might be looking for some sexual healing. But you put that same hair on the black woman, no, I'm good. So yeah, different strokes for different folks. But yeah, see, if you're blind, you can get you can get it. Okay. I ain't saying you can't get it because you're blind. I don't want to give it to you if you don't look like you're supposed to be blind, though. That's what the issue is. Now, y'all, there's some, I forget what place it is where it's like a concentrated area where it's some black folks who naturally go blind, they naturally grow blonde hair. Now, if they are growing out their head, hey, nothing wrong with it to me. It's all good. Okay. Even though they black, if they're naturally growing blonde hair out of their heads, I'm working with it. Okay. I'm definitely working with it. Okay. Yes, a white woman growing blonde hair out of her head, I'm definitely working with it. Okay. Definitely working with it. Guess what, y'all? Let's keep it real. I'm a man, so I ain't gonna notice the hair stuff like other people do. Now I notice some hair stuff because I know people who do hair. You know, that's what they do as professions and whatnot. So I done heard a thing or two here and there, but you know, I don't be focused on stuff like that. So you know what else would look good? A white woman who's really a brunette, but she has blonde hair. Why? Because I ain't gonna pay no attention to that. She white. It doesn't make a difference. You know? She white. That's something white people do. They grow blonde hair. Who cares? Okay. I ain't saying no brunette ain't gonna catch it. Because you know, it's a lot of sexy brunettes out there. Shout out to Soleil Moon Frye. The first white girl I can identify I was attracted to. Maybe I was attracted to somebody else as a child, but Soleil Moon Frye was the very first white woman that I can identify that I was attracted to. Okay. You know, she was Punky Brewster back in the day. Okay, I was like, okay, look at Punky. Okay, Cherry wasn't bad either. Okay, I could have went either way. Cherry was all good, but you know what they did? They had hair that looked like it was their hair. That's the thing. The hair looked like it was theirs. So it was never no issue. All right. Now, you go to a mirror every day. You look at yourself. I'm not saying it ain't wrong to change nothing. Okay. I like to keep my weight down, y'all. I grew up, got older, metabolism changed. I was sitting down too much. I put on weight. Now I want to make sure my weight keeps coming down because I don't want to be the old fat guy. I don't want to do that. And I have noticed a lot of old fat guys are already dead. So I don't want to do that. Okay. That doesn't mean I hate myself. I'm doing something to get a better result. Okay. A better result. Not something to get me dead fast. No, I'm trying to get here and I'm trying to stay here long. Because I like myself so much. I think I should live longer. Hey, that's just me. All right. But black women seem to hate themselves. All right. How do you know? I mean, let's keep it real, y'all. We have older black women, okay, who teach young black women to hate themselves. And they try to convince them that everybody hates them. Okay. Not for who they are, but for what they look like. All right. Not for who they are, but for what they look like. And they tell you mostly it's the black men doing it. Let's keep it real, y'all. Okay, let's keep it real. Okay, it's mostly they're gonna say, well, it's black men. They're the ones that don't like you because of what you look like. That's an interesting concept. That's a very, very interesting concept. To go through the trouble of telling young black girls that it's mainly black men who don't like you for what you look like. Who attempts to marry black women more than the other group of people? Oh, black men, huh? Okay, okay. But we don't like what you look like. Okay. You will hear black men complain about black women, state some facts about black women. You know what I'm saying? Just deal with how black women present themselves in public. And you know what? I'm not gonna say you won't hear some man saying something about what she looks like. I ain't gonna even say you won't. Because yeah, you're going to hear something about what she looks like from time to time. But let's keep it real. What are black men generally complaining about if they go toward looks? They talk about the stuff that ain't her. Tired of your eyelashes. That y'all, every time I've checked with a brother about does he like a woman with fake eyelashes, 100% of the guys have said no. 100% of the guys have said no. Now, why have I asked men, do they like eyelashes? Because black women told me, multiple black women keep telling me, no, men like eyelashes. And I said, I don't like them. And I don't know no man who does like them. I don't think any of us like them, to tell you the truth. And they said, no, you wrong. So you know what I started doing? Okay, let's go ask a few brothers. Let's go ask them. Let's see if they like them. And 100% so far have said no. So now I would ask a random man, hey, you like eyelashes, brother? Or you find them annoying? So far, 100% of the brothers have said they don't like these eyelashes. But for some reason, black women hate their own eyelashes. They got to put something on top of it. Okay? They got to put something on top of it. Hey, y'all, shout out to Patricia. Patricia say, stop lying. Why, Patricia? What we lying about? The fact that brothers don't like eyelashes, but what, you think that's a lie? Because you want to wear them? No, Patricia. The truth is you hate yourself. That's why you put the eyelashes on. Okay? That's why you go to the mirror and you don't like your hair and you want your hair to you want your hair to look like somebody else's hair instead of your own hair. See, you know what? I understand that there are women out there, y'all, who do actually have hair issues. There are some. See, we may not think about it as men that much, but there are women who actually have hair issues. Let's say they went and got some hair restoration. You think I'm mad at them for getting their hair back? No, it looks like their hair. Why would I be tripping? It looked like their hair. All right. I know a woman, y'all, who wore like a wig. All right. But it was a wig that looks like black people hair. The first few times I met her, I just thought that was her hair. When I found out it wasn't her hair, it meant nothing to me. You know, it meant nothing to me because I like black women's hair. And she wore some hair that looked like it was her hair. So I thought it was her hair. So when I realized that wasn't her hair, I didn't have no negative reaction because it looked like her hair. There was just no negative reaction. Now, Patricia, shout out to you. I'm sorry that you mad. Because that's what I'm going to assume. I'm sorry that you're mad that black men don't like fake eyelashes. So far, 100% of them have said that they don't like eyelashes, okay? But y'all wear the heck out of them. Yeah. Oh, y'all, Patricia mad. Patricia mad. She said you're an idiot. So now I'm an idiot because I asked black men, do they like eyelashes? No, Patricia, that means I'm smarter than you. I don't even want black men to want me. Yet I'm smarter than you because I've actually asked, do they like eyelashes? I'm sure you put them on and you ain't asked the brother yet. But I'm the dumb one? How that makes sense? You want black men to like you. I don't care whether they like me, and I've asked them, and you haven't. All right, see, sometimes you really need to think about how you present yourself, okay? Sometimes you need to think about how you present yourself. And shout out to you, Patricia, again. She say, you're lying. No, I'm not. I done told people this before. I done had multiple channels. I done told folks before. I done checked into this whole eyelash situation. See, this is what I do that maybe you don't do. Women would tell me malarkey, but I'll go ask. You know, I'll ask in front of them. Okay, come on, let's go see if it's true. Let's go see if it's true. Since that's the way you want to go, let's go see if it's true. You know, unfortunately for y'all, most cases it ain't gonna be true. And I'm being nice to say most, because I don't remember the last time I had any kind of debate with a woman and said, okay, well, let's go see, and it ever went in her favor. I can't even remember that ever happened. I don't think it has ever happened. Okay, but let's keep it real, y'all. Why do black women do all this stuff so they can look like a whole different person? You got to be real with yourself. At some point, you just got to come to the conclusion that they hate themselves. Okay? Black women participate in misogyny at very high levels. All right? Very high levels. Now, y'all heard of this dumb term black women trying to push? There's this term they call each other frenemies now because they hang out with each other, okay? And they don't like each other, okay? They go out together, then they go home and talk about each other. Yeah, I went out to the club, y'all. I went with Patricia, right? Yeah, I went out Patricia. Yeah, how Patricia doing? Oh, Patricia doing all right, but yeah, we went to the club, right? Yeah. Okay, well, how I go down? Well, Patricia was wearing this skirt, man. She was wearing this ugly skirt. Okay, she was wearing this ugly skirt. Patricia act like she just can't dress. I don't know what's wrong with Patricia. Patricia can't seem to buy nothing that look good, you know? And she don't come out like she look like she all that. Okay? We out there, it's like 5 of us. Patricia just like, she acting like she all that, you know? Her heels is bad. She should have been through them things out, you know. Her nails was kind of chipped. Like, how you don't go to the club, you don't get your nails done? Huh? How you gonna go to the club and you don't get your nails done? Patricia was looking an awful mess. And as a man, y'all done heard this stuff. Okay. And what do we do, y'all? What do we do? Think about when we was young and when we first started and get all this stuff brought to our attention. What did you tell her? No, I ain't tell her. Wait a minute, Patricia, your friend, right? Yeah, but yeah, me and Patricia, we've been cool since the 3rd grade. What if your friend don't look right? Ain't you supposed to tell her before y'all leave the house and go to the public place? Man, screw Patricia. But you just said y'all was cool. Man, look, see, that's why I can't talk to you. That's why I can't talk to you. So you just asked her about her friend that she say she been cool with since the 3rd grade. She think Patricia look bad. You just like, well, why didn't you tell Patricia so she could do something about it? That's why I can't talk to you. You can't talk to what I do. And you be sitting there like, what I do? I'm trying to look out for your friends. You say it's your friend, right? Okay. Oh. Y'all, it's a misogyny going on in Black America. Let's not pretend it don't exist. Let's not pretend it don't exist. Okay. Now, you got so many women out here, right? So many women, right? They can't stand other women. All right, let's look at it from some different perspectives, y'all. Let's look at it from some different perspectives. Woman has some kids with a man, right? Okay, cool. She done had some kids with a man. Let's give him 2 kids, right? Let's give him let's give him 2 kids, right? Okay, she done had with this man, right? But y'all know how Black women are. Okay. Heck, we can make them both daughters. We can make them both daughters. We're gonna leave the sons out of it for a moment. We can make it both daughters. She done had 2 kids with a man, right? Okay, cool. But because she does not want her daughters to grow up with the idea that Black men love them, she want to make sure that that Black man don't raise her children, right? Okay, cool. So what does she do? What does she do? She said we got to break up. We got to break up. And as a man, you sitting there like, well, why we breaking up? Everything's good. Well, I don't want to come out here and just say it, but nigga, I can't have you be no good example for my daughters. My daughters might grow up to try to be something. Okay. My daughters may grow up to actually get in a healthy relationship. And if they grow up and get in a healthy relationship, then guess what? I'm going to look bad because I'm not married, nigga. What's wrong with you? Okay, cool. So she break up the relationship. Guy can't force her to be in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? She want to break up. She want to break up. It is what it is. It's America, baby. You can't force nobody to be in a relationship with you. So she want out. Cool. So what the man do, right? Okay, well now he gonna start messing with somebody else. Now what does she say? What does she say? Why you bringing my kids around them bloop, 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 bloop? She ain't gonna say it as good as I'm gonna say it. Why you keep bringing them kids around that other woman, that other woman? Or, she may say those women. She ain't gonna say it that nicely, though. She ain't gonna say it that nicely. It's gonna be all kinds of bleeps, bleeps, and bloop, bloops going on. Okay? Now, what is that an indication of? I don't want you to bring my children around those other women. Why don't you want me to do that? Okay? Now, if you talk to Black women, they're gonna tell you, well, Black women are better with kids and we look out for kids more and blah, blah, blah. They're going to give you all this ridiculous stuff that we know ain't true about how women are better with kids. So now you done brought your kids around another woman. Why is this a fight? Why is she mad? Okay. Why is she mad? You got your kids, right? You spending some time with them. Cool, cool, cool. All right. As you spending time with your children, for some reason, she don't want you to be around another woman. I can't trust these hoes, these random hoes around my kids. All right, cool. Okay, cool. But you keep telling folks that women ain't no real danger to children. Okay? You keep telling folks women ain't no real danger to children. So why is it so dangerous when a man has a child or some children? In this case, we using two. He got two daughters. So now he can't bring his daughters around the girlfriend? Now, this didn't have to be the case. She could have been married to this dude. She could have been married to this dude, but you know what? Y'all know how it go. She can't mess around and have her daughters grow up and be good and healthy for black men. So she got to make sure she's not with their father. That just won't stand. Okay? That just won't stand. Okay? Here's what it is, man. It just won't stand. You can't be healthy in a relationship with a black woman because her daughters might grow up and be okay. And for some reason, she don't like the idea of her daughters growing up to be okay. Now, if she becomes a woman, will she work with her with the sisterhood? Yeah, she'll do that if she becomes a woman. All right. But that ain't what they going for. They don't want their daughters to be healthy. Now, people can say, well, see, now you're going too far. Of course they want their daughters to be healthy. When the last time y'all caught some woman trying to give her daughter good advice? Let's think about that, y'all. When the last time you caught some woman trying to give her daughter good advice? Yeah, I know. Most of y'all minds are drawing blank right now. All right. But do you catch fathers trying to give their sons good advice? Of course you do. You see it on a regular basis. Okay. You see it on a regular basis. For some reason, black men don't seem to have an issue trying to give their sons good advice. But black mothers definitely seem to have an issue giving their daughters good advice. Okay. Heck, the daughter would tell you to get out there and, the mother would tell her own daughter, get out there and be a hoe. You know what? You too young for marriage. Get out there and be a hoe. Now, you got to go, quote unquote, explore yourself. Okay. All right. You got to explore yourself. You got to learn what you like. You got to understand what make you feel a certain way in the bedroom. How can you get married to a man if you ain't had enough dicks in you to understand what you like sexually? Now, let's keep it real. She won't come out and say those words, but that's exactly what she's telling her. How you know you even like that little boy? You see, that's my problem with you now. You all caught up with this little boy. Okay. Now, dude could be 18, 19, heck, he could be 25. But what's she gonna say? You all caught up with this little boy. You don't even know that you like this dude. You ain't had enough dicks yet. You ain't even had enough dicks to understand what liking somebody really is. Okay? How you know you like him and he the only dude you've ever had sex with? Now, I understand when you just say it flat out like that, it sounds a little crazy, don't it? But is that not what women tell their own daughters? Shout out to Afro Merch. He said, Roger, it's not even 11 yet. Well, guess what? They ain't waiting till she 25. So I guess they're a little early. So I'm a little early. They're a little early, so I'm a little early. All right. Let's keep it real. Okay. What black mother doesn't want her daughter to take a bunch of dicks, y'all? Now, let's be 100% real with this. Okay? What black mother doesn't want her own daughter to be rotted out by multiple dicks? Okay? A black mother don't even think she being a good mother unless she tell her daughter to go have sex with a bunch of different men. You need to know what a bunch of different dicks feel like so you'll know yourself. Ain't that what they tell her? Is that not what they tell her? Yeah, I get it. They're using other words, but is that not what they tell their own daughters? Okay? Girl, you don't know nothing about love. You ain't had but 3 dicks in your life. You don't know nothing about no love. You don't know. Mama single as I don't know what. You don't know nothing about no love. This your third dick, girl. What you know about love? You ain't even been with no man with a 12-inch dick yet. Now, you get you a man with a 12-inch dick and then you tell me you love this guy. Okay? That's what you do. Okay? How you know you love him? Have you cheated on him yet? Huh? Have you cheated on him yet? Did you take another dick to see how you felt about this guy? Because you say you love him, but you ain't had nobody with a bigger dick yet. You ain't had nobody where the dick was longer. You ain't had nobody where the dick is thicker yet. So how you know you love him? Can you actually go have sex with 3, 4, 5 other guys and then hold on to that love you think you got for that guy you messing with right now? Yeah, they don't say it in those terms, but ain't that what they saying? Y'all tell me if y'all are hear women say something different than that. Y'all tell me. Okay. Y'all tell me. Shout out to Maggie Thompson under the veil. I meant to read this a minute ago, but I lost it for a second. Maggie Thompson under the veil says, because if he gets another lady, okay, we talking about the dude with the kids, but now he done brought his children around the other lady, the girlfriend. Okay. She said, because if he gets another lady, she can't keep the narrative that he's bad. He's only an involved father if he's in a relationship with her or under her control. Happens all over the place. Okay. Shout out to Maggie Thompson under the. You know what, Maggie? That's a good way to put that out there. Shout out to you, Maggie. You 100% correct. That is a good way that they use to control that narrative. Because if can't nobody verify what he's doing, yeah, he got to be bad. He got to be bad. Nobody can verify what he's doing. He got to be bad. See, that's why you Maggie Thompson under the veil. Okay, that's why you Maggie Thompson under the veil. Shout out to you, and I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate you. Real talk. Okay, so now we got the women. We gonna have some kids, but we not gonna get married because I can't be seen married to a black guy. If I'm caught married to a black guy, I would have to serve that black guy. So I can't do that. So that's not going to work out. And I can't fall in love with some black guy until I done had, at least 5 other dicks. I need to see if is my love going to hold while I'm getting stroked by somebody else. Okay. If Tyrone, my man, okay. If Tyrone, my man, and I really love him, that means Jesse can dick me down, but the love gonna hold, right? Jesse can dick me down, but the love gonna hold, right? Okay. Now, just because the love held through Jesse, don't necessarily mean it's gonna hold through Mike. So what if when Mike dick me down, okay, is my love for Tyrone gonna still be there? I need to know. I need to know. Okay. And then see, there's this whole thing about, this Charles, okay, Charles make me come like, don't get me wrong. I love Tyrone. But Charles made me come and in a way that Tyrone just can't. Okay. I be with Tyrone. Yeah, I come once or twice. I be with Charles. It's at least 6 times. Okay. It's at least 6 times. All right. So I just can't settle with Tyrone. I can't settle with Tyrone. Okay. Tyrone good to me, but I can't settle for Tyrone because, Charles be blowing my back out. Okay. Charles be blowing my back out. I just can't settle for Tyrone. It is what it is. Okay. Now, this is the thing, y'all. Y'all like to use that name, Brad, right? This is the whole thing. She ain't really trying to settle for any black man. Now, she'll try to get the black men to think that. But the truth be told, can't nobody make her come like Brad can. Because she's coming at the ideal of Brad. She ain't even got Brad to sleep with. But this is something we got to realize, y'all. Humans are humans. Okay? Women are sexual creatures. All right? Women are sexual creatures. Yes, I'm not saying you ain't stroking her down, y'all. I am not saying that. I ain't saying you ain't blew her back out. Maybe you did blow her back out all the time. Maybe it was once or twice. Maybe you blow it out here and there. Sometimes you just put enough work in to get by. Sometimes you putting her through her paces. But you know who made her come more than you? Brad. And Brad ain't even met her yet. Because when she lay down at night and she all alone with her own thoughts, and she grabbed that thing up out the dresser. No, she got that little she got that little nightstand next to the bed, right? And in the middle drawer of that nightstand, right? She gonna pull that thing up out of there. All right. And Brad make her come every night. Okay. Okay. Shout out to Maggie Thompson. She said, God damn it. Now Brad's in the equation. Is he an interracial number? Hey man, Brad is represented through that thing she got there and that thing she got there, that nightstand. Yeah, that's a representation of Brad, you know. So you can come through as a man, you can mollywop it, Joe. You can beat it all the way up. But you ain't gonna never keep up with how many times Brad made her do it, you know. You ain't gonna never keep up with that. Right? Cause Brad, he always did. Okay. Don't think Brad ain't never there for y'all. Hey, if Brad make her wait, all she got to do is charge the batteries. That's it. All she got to do is charge the batteries. They ain't that big. I would assume it couldn't take more than 45 minutes. Them things don't be that big when you think about it. How long it take to charge those? I'm sure 45-minute charge ain't good to go. Heck, 15 minutes could be enough. So it is what it is. But hey, you know what you got to do, Joe? You got to tell black men that they hate black women, even though people can't offer proof of it. Okay, you got to tell them, because we have to be the scapegoat for misogyny in Black America. Because number one, what sense does it make to wait for a black woman to hold herself accountable for her misogyny? Okay, what sense does that make? What sense does that make? Now, since the majority of them is fantasizing about Brad, we cannot throw Brad under the bus. We cannot do that. Because that just don't make no sense. Because I want Brad. So I can't throw Brad under the bus. But somebody has to be responsible for the fact that there are people who hate black women. Somebody's got to be held accountable for that. It can't be us as women, because what we look like being accountable. And it cannot be Brad, because Brad is our go-to. So we can't blame him. So who hates black women? Oh, it's them niggas. That's who it is. Them niggas hate us. All right? Now, you go to any woman and you start asking her questions about why does she think black men hate them? Sometimes you're going to get some babble. Okay? Sometimes she's going to tell you about this nigga that never liked her. You know, because that's all he is to her. The nigga that never liked her. You know, I think black men hate us because they don't approach us anymore. So what's the problem? I see black men stare at me and they don't never walk up to me. Women have told me this, y'all. So what if he got a woman at home? What if all he can do is look? Just because he look at you don't even mean he available. I don't get it. Okay. You don't make any level of sense. Just because you happen to be there does not mean that man's single. Okay. But see, that don't factor in their mind because they're a black woman. You're supposed to, you're supposed to not pay attention to the fact that you got a woman. You're supposed to come to holler at her anyway. And that's just how it goes down. You're supposed to holler at her regardless. And if you don't holler at her, even though you got a woman at home, something wrong with you. But they swear for God they love a man to be faithful. They will swear for God they love a man to be faithful. But you know what? Let me Maggie says she got a question, y'all. Let's see what Maggie's saying. She said, Maggie Thompson on the veil says, quick question. Can Brad Nightstand join Tyrone? And everyone is happy? Oh, Maggie, that's crazy work right there. That's crazy work. It's okay. Y'all remember Maggie made me go here. I wasn't going here, y'all. Maggie brought this. Maggie making me do this, y'all. I'm gonna act like a black woman. Maggie making me say this, y'all. All right. See, this is the problem, Maggie. This is the problem. Okay. Brad got issues with black men. Okay. Brad has a lot of issues with black men. And a lot of Brad's issues derive from that DBC. Okay. So it's a very rare thing that you're going to get a black man and a white man to run a train on the same chick at the same time. That's kind of rare. I'm not saying it ain't never happened. Okay. I ain't saying it ain't never happened. Okay. But it's a lot of trains that get ran out here, y'all. But usually the men are of one color. Okay. The men are of one color. That's usually how it goes. Okay. Shout out to Maggie Thompson. She said, don't blame me. You already way off the rails. Oh, well, when you ride these trains is dangerous, Maggie. Okay, these trains are dangerous. Okay, the subject matter we dealing today. This is a dangerous train. You know what I'm saying? These don't have the normal safety checks. Okay, most trains you're gonna have some safety checks. These ain't got no safety checks. Okay, we just get on and ride. Okay, we just get on and ride. Okay. Shout out to Trail Bentley. Roger out here making sure the trains run on time. That's all I'm trying to do, man. That's all I'm trying to do. We got to make sure they choo-choo, baby. On time, baby. Okay. There's always some more people that want to ride that train, man. It's always some more people who want to ride that train. We just try to get it done. Okay. We got to get people where they need to be. Okay. So yeah, I don't know about Brad and Tyrone running the train together. Okay, I don't know about that one. I just don't know. I ain't saying it ain't possible. Especially for a black woman. Now I will say this: if Brad tell a black woman to have sex with Tyrone, I'm pretty sure she'd do it because Brad said it. She may be confused, but I'm sure she'd do it because Brad said it. Okay, that's the one thing about black women and Brad. I can't put it past them that they won't do anything sexually that Brad tells them to do. Okay, I can't put that past black women. It's just real talk. All right, just can't put it past. So anytime you're dealing with a black woman, yeah, it's always going to be a risk factor involved. Now the good news for a black man is, I mean, Brad ain't messing with her like that. But if he just decide, well, no, let me just mess with her from a sexual standpoint, hey, man, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. I don't know what to tell y'all. It is what it is. I think black men's safe haven is the fact that Brad is so sexually intimidated by black men, he don't want to keep things too close, okay? He don't want to keep things too close. Because he know if he get caught, we run it all through his women. He know that already. So, If this sexual intimidation factor was the opposite way, it'd be turmoil. It'd be turmoil out here for black men. If white men could sexually intimidate black men, it would be some turmoil. Now, I'm not saying black women don't get down for white men. Okay, they don't. Okay, but white men be worried about hands getting put on them if they get caught up. Okay, now I'm gonna say this. Okay, there's a lot of black men that ain't so worried about white men catching them. I'm just gonna say what it is, y'all. These are stereotypes and whatnot to a certain degree, but it's some brothers out here. They not too worried about Brad coming home. Now, a black man coming home, that's a whole different issue. But if a white man show up like, hey, that's my woman, ain't a whole lot of black men gonna be too worried about that. I am not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying that's a real thing. Okay, that's the real thing. Brothers ain't you caught me. I mean, what you want to do, bro? That's how a lot of black men would approach that. What you want to do? I'm all up and through her. What you want to do, bro? What you want? You want to talk about it? Okay, just is what it is at the end of the day. So the sexual intimidation factor is a little different, Now, but see, the thing is, there are things that happen to black women, right? There's things that happen to black women, and black women like to claim that a black man did it to them. Okay, and it just came out of nowhere. See, a black woman will tell you real quick and easy. Yeah, black man assaulted me. This black man assaulted me. Okay. And the last thing she expects you to do, okay, the last thing she expects you to do is simply ask her, well, what did you do for this supposed assault happen? She does not expect that question. She does not expect that question. I've asked it many a time. Okay. Well, what did you do before this alleged assault take place? And a lot of black women will look at you like, nigga, you got some nerve to ask me that. Well, what you mean? What did I do? What do you mean? What did I do? There's no reason to hit a woman. And I'd be like, no, there's plenty of reasons to hit women. Well, what are you talking about? I seen all kind of reasons. Heck, I seen somebody 30 minutes ago who gave some dude a reason to hit her. I can't rock with you. Ain't no reason. No, it's plenty of reasons. Okay, it's plenty of reasons. Okay. Y'all know how many times y'all stole? Okay, because let's keep it real, y'all. How many black women done told a black man, let me borrow some money with no intention of ever giving him that money back? Okay, and that's why I tell every dude, man, you don't never loan no woman no money. If you messing with her, you don't loan her anything because you ain't gonna see that, bro. That's over with. That's over with. And you know what? You know what the young guys do? I'm gonna say the young guys because I'm not gonna sit here and lie and tell you it's older guys. Older guys didn't seem to learn their lesson. It'd be the younger guys who be arguing. Nah, bro, she ain't like that. She ain't like that. She always keep her word, bro. Okay. You got to just roll your eyes a little bit. Okay. All right. Just look off to the side. All right, bro. And just understand he younger. He don't know no better. He don't get it checked. No, man. No, she know I need that money. I'm saving that money up for my car. I'm saving that money up for whatever they saving it up for. Nah, she gonna give it back. Bro, you just gave her $300 because you saving for a car. Yeah, bro, she gonna get my 300 back. She good, man. She ain't like them other ones. All right, bro. All right. That's all you gotta just walk away sometimes. Just be all right, bro. Now I ain't gonna argue with you about her giving you your money back. Okay. But what I want you to realize is that, okay, 2 weeks from now when she says she gonna give it back to you and she don't, a month from now when she says she'll give it back, you know what I'm saying? If they can even put her on the timetable, because I'd be like, okay, well, when did she say she gonna give it back? Well, she ain't say exactly when, so you ain't gonna ask her for no timetable, bro. You ain't gonna ask her when she gonna give it back. Okay, so you definitely not getting that back. Nah, man, I bet by the end of the month she said, heck, she get paid next week Friday. I bet she don't pay it back next week Friday. Nah, bro, she will. Okay, okay, cool, bro, cool. You now call me next week Saturday, so you can tell me how she didn't get your money next week Friday. That's all I want you to do, bro. That's all I want you to do, cause she ain't giving you squat. And I ain't saying that to make fun of you. I'm just saying because I already know the outcome. It is what it is. All right. Now, the thing is, you'll give her the money. Because, we done did that before as young men. A lot of us, what I'm saying, we done gave some woman the money, expecting she was going to pay us back. Now, luckily, I've been known black women with liars. So I don't remember doing that. I ain't said I ain't never gave a woman some money. I'm not telling you she ain't never told me she was going to give it back. What I'm saying is me believing her was me believing she was going to get the money back was is the part that was out the window. Me believing her was out the window. Okay, I'm sure I've given some money a time or two to some woman who said she was gonna give it back. I ain't never believe her. Okay. Now the thing is, let you borrow some money from a black woman. Let you borrow something, right? If you don't pay that money back, it's gonna be all hell to pay. She ain't gonna let you. Oh, man, we got Maggie Thompson done came up, y'all. Maggie done came. Now I am extremely interested in what Maggie gonna say, so I'm gonna shut it down right now, so I can give her the mic because I'm just interested, okay? Because I like Maggie, y'all. I like Maggie, okay? This is me publicly saying, yeah, I like Maggie, y'all. She good with me. So let's hear it, Maggie. How you doing?
Okay, I want you to look at the name I put on as I came up.
Well, you know what? Let me give you a proper introduction, y'all. We gonna turn the mic over to the one, the only. Maggie is an angel, y'all. Maggie is an angel. Shout, shout, hear, hear. You have the floor.
Okay, I had to come up just to clarify something real quick because I cannot have it on record that I was asking about locomotives and train schedules. What I was asking was about the implement that's in the nightstand that requires batteries joining with Tyrone, and then everybody's happy. So I just had to clarify my question for you.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot more sense. That makes a whole lot more sense. Because I was gonna say, I don't know how we gonna work it out with Brad. Okay, okay, that makes sense. So you meant she got Tyrone. Okay.
Mhm.
But she can also pull that. Now, see, I don't know how that gonna work. Because how's a guy gonna think if he's getting it on with her and then she pulling that out? I don't know if black men gonna work with that one now. Because it ain't never happened to me. But I don't think that's a good sign that I'm doing my job. Is that a good sign that everything's flowing if she got to pull that out? I don't know about that one. When you think about
I
it.
think the difference would be if she pulled it out and was taking care of things, or if she pulled it out, handed it to you, and said, "Do whatever you would like with this."
Now I gotta help. I gotta help Brad get some. I don't know about that one, Maggie. I don't know about. I just don't see a proper context where I'm hitting it and a woman pulls this out as if this needs to happen. I don't see the proper context where this all makes sense to me. So I don't know about that one. I can't see it, Mag. I can't, at least not right now. Maybe I ain't drunk enough. I can't see how this makes sense. Now I know there's some freaks out there. I'm not saying there ain't no freaks out there. But I'm thinking you supposed to have to use one of those because I do so good for you that you can't wait for me to get back to you. That's my mindset. But if you pull it out while I'm there, yeah, that this don't sound right to me. I'm just saying it don't sound right to me. Why are you putting out I'm here?
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, everybody loves to play with toys. Have a little fun.
I'm not saying that ain't true. I am not saying that ain't true. Okay. Cause I mean this is humble brag. I say humble brag. I expect once I get a hold of you, yes, your sexual drive gonna go up a little bit. That's what I expect. But to have to pull one out while I'm there, to me, is unfathomable. I can't even see why a woman would want to pull something out while I'm there. maybe when I'm older, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if I'm 80. Okay, but I told y'all Puff got me beat, y'all. Okay. Yeah, I ain't no freak. So
Okay, well, I just wanted to clarify. I'm gonna jump down back
and I
into the
do
chat where I
appreciate
belong.
that. I do appreciate that, but I will say the stories that I've heard about women pulling those things out while sex was going on with the brother, there was I forget the word for it, but let's just say there was some attempts to go back door. I just say that there was attempts on her part to go back door. So I don't, as far as I can tell, brothers have not had a good experience when those things were been pulled out and they were there. So I think they should be banned when black men are present. I think you're better off if it's banned. If black men now, if we doing something freaky with multiple people, that's different. But if you by yourself, I ain't heard one brother tell me a good story where she pulled it out and it was by themselves. I'm gonna say it like that. I
I
ain't
mean, you
heard
can
one good
always
story.
ask the chat.
If there's any brother out there willing to say that it was a good time when she pulled one out, please let me know. You ain't even got to tell me what the story is. If something positive happened after she pulled one out, let me know, y'all. Let me know, because I ain't heard one brother tell me a story like that. It ain't. I ain't saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying ain't no brother ever told me that story. It was never good when she pulled it out. That's all I'm saying. But hey, different strokes for different folks, I guess, Maggie. Different strokes for different folks.
Okay, I'm going back to the chat. Thank you, Roger.
And I do appreciate you, Maggie. I do appreciate you. All right. Y'all, Maggie put me on notice. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't know, y'all. I don't even know where to go from there, y'all. I don't even know where to go. Okay. If there's a positive thing that can happen if a woman pulls that out, y'all let me know what it is. If there is a positive thing that can happen when you're with a woman and she pulls that out, y'all let me know. If that hasn't happened, if I ain't gonna say it's you. Tell me a story about a friend, y'all. Tell me a story about it, because we all done talk to some people. Tell me something your friend told you, something. But how do we how do I register that as a black man that she done pulled that out on me? Yeah. But let me get back on it, y'all. Let me get back on it. Because we dealing with the fact that the sisters hate themselves. Now, they can't blame themselves because that would be taking accountability for their own position. They cannot blame white men, because if they blame white men, they're attacking the men that they hope will be a quote unquote suitor for them. All right. So it's dangerous to attack those. So who do you attack regularly? The normal black guy. Okay. The brother who is productive. The brother who is functional. Okay. All right. The brother who is respectable. Now, it doesn't make a difference whether he believes in black men's leadership or not. He has to bear the brunt of the attack, because she is in his white supremacist mindset about hating herself, and somebody has to go down. See, that's how her mind works. Somebody got to go down. Okay. Y'all, even in this lovely picture here, we see this woman. She's older. She got a gray hair going. She got that slick smile like she up to something. Now, I didn't take this picture. This is just a random picture. I ain't take the picture. Okay. I thought for a second that maybe she was going to have like a corporate look to her or something like that. Now, I ain't show it, but y'all don't see the tattoo on her shoulder and all that stuff. It's there. But I was like, no, I ain't going to show it. Okay. Women like to teach. They like to teach the young women everything they need to know to make sure men don't like them. All right. They keep adding stuff to make sure the guys don't like them. Why? So you can have women complain that they're not receptive of me. And that is happening. And in today's world, we just see it now because there is something called social media. And even though it's negative stuff to them, it doesn't make them look good. You know, a lot of black women don't have enough self-control to just not come out and say certain things. They just don't have self-control for it. So because they don't have the self-control, they're gonna come out and they're gonna tell the truth, and you know, in certain areas, and they're gonna lie in certain areas because they gotta protect their image. I keep telling y'all, black women, they more concerned about their image than anything else. All right. So black women live in this crazy world where two things on the opposite side can be true at the same time. Okay. In mass, not minority, majority. No. In mass, they can be true at the same time. So they keep saying that black men hate them. All right. Now, black men get in a relationship with black women, don't break up. Now, we know this to be true for the most part. Can you find a man who's broken up with a black woman? Sure. If you look hard enough and strong enough, you can find one. Okay? Just like if I look hard enough and strong enough, I can find you a guy with no legs. It's going to take some effort. All right? So the black men supposedly hate them, but he won't break up with them. Doesn't too much make a difference what she does. Unless she literally goes and have sex with somebody else and he finds out about it. Black men don't really break up, period. See, when you talk about a black man leaving a black woman, that's usually what it takes. It takes her to go have sex with another person. That's normally what it takes. Or he ain't leaving. But somehow he don't mess with her like that. It sound crazy. It sound crazy. He don't mess with her like that, but he won't leave unless she has sex with somebody else. But she gonna say black men hate her. Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, makes no sense, but he hate her. All right. Now, black women say we waiting on black men to stand up and be strong. You got black men telling black women all the time, you need to stop dressing like this, stop wearing this, stop wearing your hair like this, do this, do that, do this, do that. And then what do black men say about the same black men? They say, we waiting on black men to stand up and lead us. We need them to be strong men for us. Now, what do they say when you give them leadership? Nigga, who is you? Nigga, you ain't my daddy. Nigga, you don't control me. They've even said, nigga, you don't pay my bills. And guess what? When you pay the bills, you still get the same thing. It's, nigga, I don't listen to you because you don't pay my bills. Then you pay their bills. It's, nigga, you think you can tell me what to do just because you pay my bills? Let's keep it real, y'all. Let's keep it real. Have you ever seen any black woman with a bad attitude? She gets a man and he starts paying her bills and her attitude goes away. Have y'all seen that? Because I ain't seen it. Okay, I ain't seen it. Now, she would tell you all day long that she loves herself. The reason I have an attitude problem is because, hey, you know, I'm in survival mode. Okay? I'm in survival mode. All right? I'm trying to, you know, do this and do that, but you know, black men, they just don't have enough. Black men aren't generous enough. Okay? Black men don't do this and they don't do that. Now she meets a man, the dude is doing all this stuff she claims she wanted, and she changes. Have y'all seen that? Because I ain't never seen a woman with a bad attitude have a good attitude because some man came around with some money. I ain't seen it. Okay? I'm just saying, y'all, I haven't seen it. Now, I've heard many a woman say, if he had more money, I would act right. Next thing you know, she get a man with some money, but she don't act right. All right. Now, the thing is, How come her attitude don't change when the money show up? You know, and which is why a lot of them can't really hold on to the relationship when the money does show up. Why? Because she hates herself. And whether y'all want to believe it or not, she looks at your blackness and she hates your blackness just as much as she hates her own blackness. Which is why they got no problem lying on you. See, black men don't think about that. They got no problem lying on you. They have no problem saying that every problem they got is somehow connected to some black men when black men ain't nowhere near the picture. But it's all your fault. And every time the white man rejects them, it is your fault. Do y'all understand that we live in a country where only about 27% of black women are married? And as far as black women are concerned, the only real reason white men haven't married them yet is because black men make it bad for them. Let's be realistic about this, y'all. They say the reason that white men haven't married them is because of black men. Now, can you love yourself, want a thing, see a problem with you getting that thing that you claim you love, but rather than accept that you have something that you can change so you can get that thing if you truly want it? Okay, that's one way to view yourself, or you could just blame something that ain't got nothing to do with it. As if that's gonna help you get closer to that thing. Does that make any level of sense? So yeah, it's an amazing kind of mindset that they would have. All right, now let's think about it, y'all. Black women are friends, but they hate each other. They talk about each other behind each other's back. They talk about their outfits. Okay, a lot of scenarios. If you report to your friend, I'm talking about women now. Women as a female, you report to your friends that brother is out here slanging. He took you to the moon and back. Do they do the friendship thing and say, good for her? I'm glad she got it like that. I'm glad that man is taking her to new levels and leave it alone. Nah. What they say? Well, if he taking her to the moon, why can't I go? Don't I look just as good as her? Yo, don't I treat him just as good as she does? You know, they just about feel entitled to the guy. Now, you didn't meet the guy. The guy out in the streets, he saw one of the friends. He saw friend A. Okay. Friend A brought him around friend B, C, D, E, and F. Okay. Now, somehow she got in her mind that when she get the good report from friend A that he doing her all the way right, well, she get to have a piece too. Friend A didn't bring him around for that. She said that's her man. Okay, that's her man. But what she want to do? She wants to have sex with friend A's man. Okay, friend C want to have sex with friend A's man. And what would she do? She would even construct a plan to either get it herself or even bring somebody else into it. Well, friend D, don't you want to have sex with him too? You hear what friend A be saying. So this is what I'm gonna need you to do. I'm gonna need you to cause a distraction with friend A so we can get some time together. And trust me, once I get it, I'm gonna cause a distraction with friend A again, and then I'm gonna let you get in there and do your thing. Okay? Shout out to Inspired Truth Broadcast. He say, and then blame that man. Well, technically they will. They absolutely will. You know? But let's be for real, y'all. Let's be for real. As men, when you find out your guy's with a good woman, what do? We cheer them on. We say, man, glad to hear that. Glad it's working for you. Hey, man, hold on to that, brother. You got yourself a good one. Hold on to it. We encourage each other to actually be with the good one that was found. But no, they can't do the same thing. They can't do the same thing. Okay? Or some of them, they think they better off because I'm not that vile. I'm not that vile. I would never have sex with my friend's man. Okay? I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do instead is just break them up so none of us will get it. Y'all, why do women go through so much trouble to try to break up some woman with some man? Now you could understand if like she loved her friend and she just wanted the best for him and he was clearly not a good man on a good mission to do anything for her. That you would understand. But no, they don't do that. Anytime they with a dude who ain't about nothing, you hear them encouraging her. So why do they encourage a man about nothing to be with her? But if a man that is doing something with himself, she's always trying to get them to break up. Why do they do that, y'all? Because I'm not finna let her be in no healthy relationship, and I'm not. Now, if he a D-boy, yeah, you cool. We can encourage you to be with a D-boy. Because a D-boy probably gonna put you through all kinds of nonsense. But if wait a minute, you got you a good man with a job? What? He worked downtown. What? Okay, he worked at the factory and he been there 10 years. What? Girl, you can't mess with no man who been at the same job for 10 years. That's way too much stability for you. That's way too much stability for you. See, now we're killing a few birds with one stone. Number one, you're discouraging her to be with a man who's stable. Okay? Number two, you want her to be with a man who's unstable so he can be locked up by white supremacy at some particular point in time. Number three, you're protecting a white man's image because you want to be able to say that black women keep messing with black men and black men are problematic based on the choices in life that they make. So you're doing a whole lot at the same time. But a lot of us, we never connect these different things at the same time. Okay? Shout out to Afro Murphy. He said, that's way too much stability. Hey, that's what it be. That's what it be in a lot of cases. A lot of guys ain't figured it out yet, you know, because you hear guys talking about what kind of man they are and things like that. Black women don't like stability in a black man. I'm not going to tell y'all women don't like stability in general. They do. They just don't like the ideal of the stability being with the black man. Because you're not supposed to be that. You're not supposed to be a stable black man. You're supposed to be a real nigga. There are big differences between real niggas and stable black men. That's what your issue is. Okay? You a real nigga? You don't need no real job. Y'all ever notice how black women love to discourage a man from having a job and at the same time they discourage a man from having a business? You niggas ain't nothing because y'all work for that white man. That same woman gonna tell her man, don't take his money and start no business. Ain't that amazing? That's black men problem. Y'all want to work for that white man and just be okay. As soon as that man say, no, don't touch that. I'm putting 20,000 together because we finna go into business for ourselves. We can't afford to put 20,000 to no business. You finna mess our money up. We got stuff to do, you know? So you ain't gonna never go on vacation messing with you. You ain't gonna never treat me nice messing with you. I ain't gonna never have this. I ain't gonna never have this. My mama told me. Okay, my mama told me. I should have listened to my mama. But no, I ain't listening. I'm here with your sorry behind. Girl, what you talking about? We straight. I'm saving up money so we can start a business. We straight. You know, just because you got that little promotion don't mean you somebody. Yeah, y'all notice how black promotions are little? If a man get it, them same promotions are never little when a black woman gets it though. They never little. They the biggest thing ever when a black woman get it. But if a black man get it, now it's a little promotion. Okay? So you think you some little manager now, and you want to come home and talk like you somebody. Don't forget who you are. Wasn't I the same person? Wasn't I the same person when I left this morning? Just because they gave me a promotion. Yo, I was the same guy yesterday when I didn't have a promotion. Now I go to work and I get a promotion. Now it's a problem. You know, and I know this is a harder thing for people to notice. A lot of black women get very uncomfortable if you're with her and you advance in some area. And advancement could be a promotion at work. It could also be a job change. It could be a graduation. They get very uncomfortable with you making some level of advancement whatsoever because they believe in white supremacy, which is just an idea. Not that it truly exists, but it's just an idea about white people being better. And they want to make sure that that idea carries forward. So they don't need you to get promoted. Because if you get promoted, you ain't what they talk about on TV. Okay? You ain't the bum guy on TV if you get a promotion. How you gonna get a promotion and she gonna out-compete you? Because a lot of us, we just don't want to pay attention to the fact that they're competing with us. Now, I know it's dumb. I know we're not competing with them. But this ain't about us. Okay? They tell they women, they tell the daughters, the black women of the community, you don't need no man. What if that nigga leaves you one day? You got to have yourself together. Okay? He might leave you one day. And at the same time, they telling the women to go out there and get every promotion and advancement they can. But you still got to find you a man who's already been promoted and already advanced. Even though you're going to get in his way of being promoted and advancing. I want to make sure we clog up all these jobs so niggas can't get them. So my daughter can't find nobody. Because guess what? I don't even want my daughter with no nigga who's stable. Truth be told. So they don't even see it as a problem. Because white supremacy say they're not supposed to advance. You're supposed to be jobless. And if you have a job, you're not supposed to be in any type of managerial position. Okay? You should never think about being CEO, which is why you can never start your own company and it'd be okay. Because if you start the company and the company is successful, now you're a successful CEO. You're a successful president. Maybe you're a successful vice president, depending on the positions you hold, how many people you started the company with. And that don't make white supremacy comfortable. So they're going to tell women to do what? You need to work harder, get better grades, do this, do that, so you can make sure these niggas are never in a position to tell you what to do. And guess what you're going to do after you get this done? You're going to hate these niggas because they're not in the position you in. Why? Because I got to protect white supremacy. See, a lot of us, we think it's about us. You think they hate us because we us, which is true. But the hatred don't come just because we us. The hatred is them fulfilling white supremacy's assignment for them. And that's where it truly comes from. What world would we live in if white people truly didn't care about us? Now, I get it. That's a hard world to imagine because they care about us so much. But how do you protect black men? Well, excuse me, how do you protect white men from a white supremacist standpoint if you're a black woman? You can't necessarily hire white men. The average black woman is not in position to hire a white man. Okay? Can't necessarily do that. You know, when white men get hired, they just get to, hey, he new here, you know, get his paperwork together. You know, it is what it is. So they can't necessarily stop a white man from getting hired. But they got to aid them some kind of way. How do you aid white supremacy as a black woman? Well, you can keep these niggas out of a job because if you got this job, he can't have that job. Cool. They love that. Okay. Shout out to Hero Apocalypse. He said, I've always said they are the biggest pawns of white supremacy. Hey man, I ain't saying you wrong. Sound like you know a little something, you know. And the thing is, they're happy with that. And that's what black men don't get. Because we see them being a part of white supremacy. And I think some of us really believe, how can they be happy being in white supremacy the way white supremacy don't really want to advance them like that? It's like they'll do enough to get them halfway where they want to be, but they don't go the final mile because the black women are trying to become part of the white culture. They're trying to be white. I need to have some white dick in me, and I need to produce some half white children, and hopefully my children can choose another white person, and then 2-3 generations we white. That's what she's looking for. We white. And she wants to say all this goes down, not because she's trifling, not because she's anti-black men. It's only happening because black men hate them. Now, when black men are in position to hire, do they hire black men with no issue? I mean, do they hire black women with no issue? Yeah. What you do not see is black men saying, man, I ain't finna hire no black women. You don't see that. But we hate them, is what they say. But it's easy to find a black woman who doesn't want to hire a black man, which is why, like I said the other day, black men don't want to deal with HR because we know a bunch of black women there. It has nothing to do with HR itself. We don't want to deal with the black women in HR. Now, if a black man is going through HR and there are no black women present, he ain't got no issue with HR. None. So why he got an issue with black women there? Because the black women don't like him. He already know that through the door. But they'll blame us. See, anytime black men have been in position to hire black women, it has happened without an issue. You've never heard of black men trying to stop black women from being hired. Truth be told, black men publicly promote the fact that they put black women on. They publicly promote that. The women promote it too. Now, shout out to Taraji B. Henson, right? I did a show about her, y'all. Said I used to love her. A lot of people right now talking about how Tyler Perry done worked with Taraji B. Henson multiple times. Because Taraji say she don't get what she's supposed to get out of Hollywood. And they say, Tyler Perry will give you a little bit of a better rate than you would normally make. Now, Tyler done amassed some power. No matter what you think about him, he's amassed some power. He got no problem promoting how he uses his power to help black women. He got no issue with it at all. Now, is that normal? Yes, it is normal. It is normal. Every black man who's gained some power and was able to help black women has done so. We don't know of any particular case where you could name some guy who had an issue with black women and he got into some position of power and he was on some, well, I ain't helping these black women out. You ain't seen that. And if he do it, he know he go. He know he go. But black women can stay in the background saying that black men hate them. There's literally no proof of it. You don't see black men ganging up on black women. Now, I ain't gonna tell you nothing happens to black women, but black women do start a lot of mess. And they will try to be a victim, even though they started the mess. But what you don't see is black men going out picking on black women. You don't see it. Now, you will have people making up stuff. I told y'all the other day, which it wasn't the first time I said it. Like, you will hear stories with this black woman got beat up because she didn't give this dude her phone number. She got killed because she didn't get this dude her phone number. Now, she dead, so she can't make a statement. The witness is not in custody. And they will tell you, hey, she got killed because she wouldn't give up her phone number. How do you know this? She dead. She didn't make a statement on why she died. She's dead. The suspect is not in custody, so you ain't got no statement from him. But how many times y'all hear stuff about some black man kill some black woman because he wouldn't give up her phone, or she wouldn't give him his phone number? Well, let me say that better. She would not give him her phone number. How do you even know that? How can you verify that at all with a dead person and a suspect that's not in custody? How do you even come to that conclusion? Well, you can't. But ask a woman. Ask a woman. She'll just make it up. And everybody just accept it like it's the truth. She just makes it up. Now, black women argue about being free. You can't tell me what time I'm supposed to come home. Okay. When we go out, we come back when we come back. Now you tell a woman, look, I understand you're an adult, but I need you back in the house by 12. Oh, the party just getting started at 12. Baby, why you trying to be all there in the streets like that? Nigga, you trying to control me. Then something bad happened to her. What's she gonna say? It's the black man's fault. It was the black man trying to keep you in the house. But somehow it's his fault that you done got yourself in a very bad situation, even though this other black man kept telling you not to go out. He said, if you're going to go out, come home by 12. Come home by 1. Whatever it is, come home by 2. Now something done happened to her. Well, that's because niggas don't protect us. Niggas don't what? He told you 12 times not to go nowhere. Well, niggas don't protect us. Niggas don't protect us. Y'all hear that all day long. Niggas don't protect us. And see, if y'all protected us, we wouldn't have to worry about this stuff. How you gonna protect the very woman that don't listen to you? You told the woman not to go to the lion's den. She got ate by a lion, and now it's your fault that she got ate by a lion. When you told her 89 times, don't go over there, that's where the lions hang out. It's a crazy world, y'all. It's a crazy world. Y'all, give me one moment, y'all. Give me one more. I gotta take a small break. I guess I gotta pull a Mr. Z and say, y'all talk amongst yourselves. This should be no more than 2 to 3 minutes, y'all. 2 to 3 minutes. I do apologize, but I gotta handle this right now. So, y'all, if y'all do actually go to Mr. Z channel, I know everybody don't watch everybody's channel, but if you go on the Mr. Z channel before, y'all know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna ask y'all to just, hey, talk amongst yourself for about 2, 3 minutes. I'll be right back, y'all. I'll be right back. I'm gonna do this as quick as possible. All right, I do apologize, y'all. I do apologize, but that was my best impression of Mrs. Z. Shout out to Mrs. Z, y'all. I think I was pretty good at it. Okay. All right. That was my best impression of Mrs. Z. Okay. But hey, me and Mrs. Z, we rock, y'all. We rock. All right, y'all. let's get back to it. But shout out to Jadeo. I see he just put up, this is classic psychological warfare, aka psychological operation, a psyop. Okay, they use propaganda and other psychological tactics to influence opinions, emotions, attitudes, and behavior. Nasty gynocratic work. And that's real talk, y'all, because let's keep it real. Black men love black women. And honestly, you could make an argument that we love black women too much. Okay. I got you, Afro Merch. He said, gotta leave us elevator music next time. You know what? That's a good idea. Next time I'm gonna make sure I got that together, y'all. I've been told to do that before. Okay. I ain't gonna say who, but somebody told me to do that before, and I was supposed to get that done. I'm gonna make sure I get that done, y'all. I got to give y'all something. Okay. A Mrs. Z impression, I guess, ain't enough. But y'all, this is psychological warfare. It's very much psychological warfare. All right. A story is getting presented, and a lot of times that has nothing to do with us. Okay. But they'll say that we hate them, even though you can actually argue that black men love black women too much, because we buy into their nonsense on a regular basis, y'all. And they came up with this thing talking about believe all women. It was a lot of black men who actually was like, no, y'all need to believe these women. Y'all need to believe these women. Can't offer any logic behind why we need to believe them, but they'll say it. They'll say it though. And as long as they saying it, they cool. The women cool about it. The dudes is cool. Do you need any logic behind it? No. And I totally get it, y'all, because some of us, we are just raised in single mother homes, and we don't think about any parameters when it comes to a logical intelligence. We don't think there's parameters. We think crazy is okay because we've been around crazy for so long and never really had a break from crazy. And that's just an unfortunate thing, y'all. Your mama halfway crazy because she a woman, and she gonna say womanly stuff, and you starting to be raised on womanly stuff. Then you go to school, you're around a bunch of other women who buy into womanly stuff. And then, unfortunately, you get into society sometime, you mess with a bunch of dudes who also was raised around a bunch of women who don't believe in certain things from a logical perspective. So it can be hard to break away from it. It can definitely be hard to break away from it. And then if the dude meets a woman and she's talking about a bunch of women's nonsense, it's just going to be that much harder for him at the end of the day. So we'll do dumb stuff like, quote unquote, believe all women. Notice they say believe all women. They never say believe all truth. They didn't say that. They didn't say believe what can be proven. Okay. They didn't say believe what makes sense. It's just believe all women. Why would you ever do such a thing? As if women can't lie. As if women don't make up stuff. It's a crazy thought process as it is. Women are humans. Humans lie. Just is what it is. So why would you believe all women? Okay. Now, I ain't never believed all women. Heck, I don't believe most women. And why is that? Because I've been around women. If you are around women, how can you come to an understanding that women don't lie? How do you do that if you're actually around women? It just don't make sense at the end of the day. Okay? When are they not lying? Baby, are you hungry? I'm finna go grab something to eat. No, baby, I'm not hungry. Now we know she hungry. She just lied. She just lied. Okay. So what you do? You go out and you get some food. Okay. Now you get home. Now I don't care if that restaurant was round the corner and you was back within 10 minutes. I don't care if matter of fact, I'm gonna say 7 minutes. I don't care if that restaurant was round the corner. Like literally, you matter of fact, the restaurant on the corner, you know, you got Burger King on the corner, right? You step outside your house because you happen to be the house that's right next to the Burger King. Okay. You right next to the Burger King. Hey, baby, you hungry? No, I'm fine. Well, I'm finna go to Burger King. You know it's right next to us. You sure you don't want nothing? Nah, baby, I don't want nothing. Baby, I'm hungry. I'm finna go. I need me some food. I don't want to eat in front of you like that, but I do need me some. Nah, just go and get what you want. I'm gonna be fine. Now we all know she was lying. Cause somehow, no matter how quickly you get back, no matter what's going on, now she hungry. And a lot of them got the nerve to say, well, you ain't give me nothing. I literally just asked you, did you want something? You said you wasn't hungry. Yeah, but I'm hungry now. I was gone 7 minutes. I was gone for 7 minutes. How's you hungry now? I don't know, man, but you know, now I'm just hungry. I'm just hungry. Okay? Can't explain nothing about it to you. Baby, come on now. I'm hungry. Why don't you get up and make something? Well, I don't really feel like making nothing. Plus, you already went to Burger King. Well, what I'm supposed to eat? Okay. Well, I mean, baby, just go and give me that. Give me what you was about to eat. Okay. Give me what you was about to eat. Okay. And you just get up and go on back to Burger King and you'll get it again. That's what you do. Okay. That's what you do. Shout out to Maggie Thompson under the veil. One more time, y'all. She now I'm gonna say Maggie sound like a woman right here. She got the laughing emoji, but this is definitely a womanly response. She said, if you know she was lying, then it's your fault she's not getting her food. Oh, oh, Lord have mercy, y'all. Lord have mercy. I hear you, Maggie. I definitely hear you. That sounds like something a woman would say too. Yeah, if you knew I was lying, why didn't you just give me something? Now, shout out to Serious Rod. He say, never come back with no food for her, no matter what she say, especially if she's pregnant. He going hardcore to throw the especially if she's pregnant in there. Y'all, not this is the thing, y'all. This could be a battle. This could be a battle because, you know, we don't see the hatred when the hatred in our face sometimes. Why did she lie to you to tell you she wasn't hungry? Because she wanted you to come back. She wants you to understand that you're beneath her. So either give her your food, okay, your food, your drink, so she can have it because she's supposed to eat. And even though you can't eat yet because you're not worthy to eat with her, okay, there's a level of hatred in there. All right. Not to mention the hatred she has for you to make you go do it again. No matter how close it was, no matter how easy it was, nigga, you got to do it twice to eat. And don't you ever, 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 ever come back with food for her just because you knew she was going to ask for the same thing. Okay? Don't come back with food for her. Because if you come back with food for her, sometimes that's a problem now, y'all. Now, you would think, let me just go and get her what I'm getting because she going to ask for mine. And even that can be turned into, dude, you don't listen to me. You don't care about what I say. Yeah, I was hungry and I wanted some food, but you're not supposed to actually be proactive and get me some food when I told you I was hungry. Well, I told you I wasn't hungry. You're not supposed to be proactive. But women are always talking about you're supposed to be proactive. All right. Now, if you hungry and you want to eat, which I ain't got no problem with y'all. If you hungry, Lord have mercy. Shout out to Maggie, y'all. I didn't ask for food. You trying to make me fat. Lord have Maggie is on point, Joe. Maggie is on point. Afro merch coming right behind and say, why you get this? Lord have mercy, because that's what some of them do, y'all. Some of them, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's a few of them that will say thank you because you got the food. They do exist. It may be hard to find them, but I promise y'all, if you look hard enough and long enough, you might be able to find a woman who just gonna say thank you that you thought of her and you bought the food anyway. It's hard to come across, but they do exist. Most of them gonna get you with this attitude. Why you get this? I didn't ask for food. You're trying to make me fat. See how those two go right together, y'all? Or you can put them on the other end. I didn't ask for food. You trying to make me fat. Why you get this? It flows so together. It just flows together. Either way you want to put it, okay? Now, but we got this whole narrative that black men hate black women. She tell you she don't want to eat. You love her enough to give her food even though she lying to your face. But that's a problem sometimes. Okay? I ain't gonna say every time, but it's definitely a problem sometimes. Okay? Maggie Thompson on the fair say, oh, you think I can't cook, huh? Lord have mercy, Maggie. Lord have mercy. Let's not go there. You think I can't cook, huh? Well, next time your dirty behind get hungry, you to go on to your mama house. I guess she don't even want to know how to cook around you. Now you got a beef all the way to Thanksgiving. And you thought you was doing the right thing. They say be considerate of women, okay? I know she told me she didn't want anything. But as a man, I better get something, okay? That's your mind talking to you. As a man, I better get something. Just so you can get home. And she can say, oh, so you don't think I can cook, huh? Next time you home, you need to go to your mama house. Now y'all got beef all the way to Thanksgiving, y'all. Ain't that crazy? Okay. It's crazy up in here, y'all. Maggie Thompson on the bill say, you can tell Wendy's what you want for dinner. Cause it's over with for the night, y'all. It's the kitchen shut down. You sitting there looking like, baby, it's only 3:05. The kitchen shut down for the night. You better go find Wendy and them other hoes. Tell them what's going on. And y'all, how many brothers have been put out the crib, right? Let's just keep it real, y'all. How many brothers have been put out the crib? Brothers will try to be cool with a chick. She get upset, and we'll be like, well, she'll be like, get out. And let's be real, a lot of us will just leave. We don't even make no issue of it. We just leave. Okay? We hate them, but we the ones getting put out. Okay? We the ones getting put out. Now, I'm not talking about whose house it is. I ain't talking about who paid the bills, because guess what? A lot of times you'll pay the bill and she'll still tell you to get out, and a lot of brothers would just leave. They trying to keep some level of peace. They trying to let her get past her steam. Okay? Some of y'all smart enough to use it as an excuse to go do something you wanted to do anyway. We can throw that in there too. I'm finna go to Thomas' house. We was about to get on the game anyway. Okay. He got an extra controller. I'm good. Okay. I'm good. He got an extra controller. I'm good. Okay. We can get on some we can get on some Call of Duty and we'll be all right. You know, he got a big screen. It'll work. All right. But somehow we hate them. And this the crazy part, y'all. A woman will tell you to leave. Then if you come back too late, okay? Okay, if you come back too late, because what a lot of men have done, what have a lot of men done? Y'all done talked to brothers too. I'm gonna wait till she go to sleep and then I'm gonna come to the crib. Why? So we don't have to have this argument. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait for her to go to sleep, then I'm coming back to the crib. Okay. But of course, no matter what time you come back, it's always too late. You know, it's always too late. All right. Look at Landy, y'all. Landy said he can't get put out my crib. I'll call in a report on her. You know what, Landon? All I'm gonna say is go for it, go for it, go for it. But y'all remember when you call the police, they looking to do their job, not the job you assigning them. You okay? That ain't how it work all the time. That ain't how it work all the time. I ain't saying don't call the police. I'm just gonna say y'all be careful when y'all do. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Y'all be careful when y'all do. I guess I would have to just, if I'm gonna call the police because it's my place, I guess I'm gonna go sit in the car. I'm gonna call the police from the car, y'all. See the officers pull up, be like, "No, y'all, I'm over here. I'm over here. I'm in the car." When you the person who called us in, yeah, I called us in, man. I got a woman in the crib. I put her out, but she won't leave. You know what I'm saying? I ain't giving y'all no kind of way to say this is my fault. I'm in the car, man. I'm in the car. You can't blame this on me at all, okay? I've been here but it took us 20 minutes to get here. Now I've been here the whole 20 minutes, man. I've been here the whole 20 minutes. Y'all ain't getting me, okay? Y'all ain't getting me. All I know is I want her out the house so I can go back in. Okay, I'm trying to go sleep for the night. So I need y'all to get her out the car, man. I mean, y'all need y'all to get her out the house. I'm in the car, man. I ain't got nothing to do with whatever she talking about over there. I don't want to hear it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just telling her she got to get out my crib, and I'm in the car until she gone. So it's that simple at the end of the day, man. No, y'all. I done told y'all plenty of times, man. I ain't calling no cops too much. It has to be a real situation for me to call the cops. Like somebody really got to be about damn. But I don't understand. And you know, my lifestyle could be different than y'all. But I don't know no cops who saved any black man for sure. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what cops ever did that. I've never heard of a black man being under siege and he called the cops and somehow he got saved. I don't remember that. Okay, I don't remember that. If it happened, I'm just not. I don't remember it right now. I ain't gonna say it ain't never happened. You know, stuff can happen, y'all. I just don't remember no brother who called so he wouldn't die, and the police showed up before he died. I don't remember that. I don't remember no brother who called and say he getting robbed, and the police showed up before they was able to get away with the robbery. Okay, I just don't know about that. All right, I just don't know. Now, shout out to Lanny. He say with the security footage, you know, and my thing is you need some security footage because that's the only thing I know cops are good for. And you know what? I don't want to say that, but I mean, I'm not saying this to challenge no cop, okay? Because it'll be a cop that'll take a position. Well, police are good for a lot of stuff. I'm gonna say not that I can tell. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm pretty sure y'all save some people some of the time. Okay. Y'all ain't ever saved me any of the time, though. I'm gonna throw that out there. I don't know no record of a cop saving me. Heck, y'all even robbed me, okay? Y'all even robbed me a couple times. All right. Y'all even robbed me a couple times. All right. So I don't remember no cop saving me. They may save somebody. Now I told y'all, there was a time I was put in a coma. I got jumped by so many people for so long that I was put into a coma. The cops never saw it though. Okay. Somehow all those guys was able to jump me and the cops didn't see nothing. Okay. Now, realistically, somebody probably called the cops. Okay, I ain't gonna go into the numbers because if I went into the numbers, y'all wouldn't even believe me, y'all. But y'all know how the old lady will call the cops or somebody they don't want to be involved, but they'll call and tell the police and all that type of stuff. Like the cops didn't see nothing. That's all I'm saying, y'all. I got jumped by a whole bunch of people, and the cops ain't seen nothing. Now I'm gonna say this. Shout out to Serious Rye. He said, "Cops, y'all traumatized Roger." I tell you this: the only cops that may have traumatized me was the ones that robbed me, because the rest of them they ain't show up to do nothing. Okay, I ain't never had an issue where they came and saved me. That's real talk. I ain't never had an issue where they came and saved me. Oh, now I remember getting jumped by a mass of guys. You know what I'm saying? Another time, y'all. The cops didn't break that up. I'm with a couple of folks, man. We handling our business, but it's a mass number of them. But we actually handling our business. That's why I'm be believing most folks can fight, y'all. We handling our business out there. We actually winning, and we totally outnumbered. I can't go into the numbers, y'all, or you wouldn't even believe me. You think I'm making it up if I told you what the numbers was. The cops didn't break that fight up. Okay. My homie uncle came through. Somebody yelled down at him, "Hey, get your gun." And that's how the fight broke up. The cops didn't stop it. Okay. Cops say, I guess when I needed the cops, I got put into a coma. Okay. I guess that would be the one time I really needed the cops. I got put into a coma. Now, misogyny. Okay. Let's get back a little focus on misogyny. Okay. Black women are raising black men in droves, y'all. They are raising boys to manhood in droves. Black women are complaining that black men aren't treating them properly. Okay? Black women are raising black men in droves, yet black women are complaining that black men aren't treating them properly. Well, these guys nowadays, they'll only do this and they'll only do that. Who taught these young men how to treat women? Let's be realistic about this for a moment, y'all. Because black women are always talking about these problematic black men. They doing this to them, they doing that to them, and then the other ones ain't protecting them. And they always got something to say about a black man. Now, I'm saying they're going to always have something to say about a black man because they want to make sure you're never looking at them and you're never looking at white supremacists. Because a lot of black men don't get that black women are white supremacists. Okay? Okay, let's keep that real. All right. I see Gold P. I'm gonna say this real quick. He said, "Damn, Roger, is that what made you the ruthless dictator? I mean, nice guy." No, man, no, not at all, not at all. At the end of the day, you know, I think a lot of it came from church, y'all. Believe it or not, I do think a lot of it actually came from church. Honestly, because I went to churches where they actually read the Bible. I think a lot of it comes from church. Just is what it is. Okay. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm guessing. Okay. That's what I'm guessing right now. A lot of it actually came from church. All right. And you got to get an understanding that everybody ain't out here playing. It is what it is, man. Everybody ain't out here playing. Shout out to every ruthless nice guy out there, y'all. And you know what, y'all? I meant to say it to him, but if somebody actually changed their handle to Ruthless Nice Guy, I was so flattered. Somebody actually changed their name to Ruthless Nice Guy. So shout out to that ruthless nice guy. Real talk. Real talk. But you know, when it comes down to it, y'all, these women are raising these guys, right? So these guys, they're accusing these men of saying they don't know how to treat them. They don't know how to date them. They don't look to do this for them. They don't look to do that for them. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, their daddy ain't raised them. Okay? Their daddy ain't raised them. So he didn't have much of an influence on how they supposed to treat a girl. Okay? They mamas raised them. But they keep saying black men hate them. These boys ain't doing this. These boys ain't doing that. They can't call them men for whatever reason. You know, they can't call them men. They're 18 and old, but they can't be called men because that's just not cool with black women. Okay? So now what happens? These black men do what their mamas taught them to do, and they're receiving it as hatred. They're receiving it as hatred. You know, and you go out there and you get your girl that like you just as much as you like her. You tell them something like that, nigga, what's wrong with you? If you were a girl, just say so. If you're gonna be all feminine, just say so. They do all kind of stuff like that to guys. Because his mama told him to get you a girl that like you the same way you like her. And that's what he get met with. Now, if mama didn't teach him nothing but, you know, dog these women out because they hoes, somehow that's acceptable. Let's keep it real, y'all. Black women complain about men, but they steady having sex with the men. They are obviously not the best choice. Now, I ain't mad at none of the men at the end of the day. He never hid who he was. That's some woman's prerogative. If she wants to jump on his dick and he don't want to work, who am I to say something about that? Why should I hate on that brother? Okay? Why should I hate on him? But that's what they want us to do. They want us to fight each other. Okay? How do you love your daughter and tell her, you know, you need to have multiple dicks so you'll understand yourself? But you now gonna get upset with the woman who said that, you know, get you the one who told her son, you know, you go get you a woman that like you too. And now you upset. It's a crazy world they live in, y'all. A crazy world. Things can be totally opposite of each other, be on totally different spectrums, but for them, it's supposed to happen in mass on both sides of the equation. Now, if something happening in mass on one side of the equation, then basically automatically it's going to be in minority on the other side of the equation. But they be looking for mass and mass to fit in all at the same time. Black women say, what, you know, black women's reputation. Okay. Black men are damaging black women's reputation. Am I damaging black women's reputation because I talk about how they twerking on top of a table at a restaurant? Does that really damage black women's reputation? Let's think about that question, y'all. You report on the fact that black women are twerking on the table in a restaurant. Okay? They're twerking on the table in a restaurant. You report on it as a black man, they say, you are destroying black women's image. Now, call me crazy. Call me crazy. But for some reason, I tend to think the black woman actually twerking on the table at the restaurant is what's hurting the black woman's image. Not the guy reporting that she got up there on the table to twerk at the restaurant. And you know, there's people who say, well, now you're being extreme, Roger, you're being extreme. Well, I guess maybe because I didn't tell them people to get on Kevin Kelly's table and start twerking. I didn't tell them. So maybe that is extreme. Because it's extremely to have it's a little extreme to have a black man who put together a nice eating establishment. So we ain't always got to go to the white people. Maybe you see that as an extreme and they did it at his place. Maybe that's the only thing extreme about it. Or maybe that was just simply the reason why the black women did it, because they may have found out that Kevin Kelly owned that restaurant, just for an example. So therefore, they decided to act the fool at his restaurant. Oh, don't worry about it, girl. Some nigga own this one. Some nigga own this one. Let's bring the restaurant value down right now, because a nigga own it. We hate black women, but they deliberately try to bring down the value of his establishment. But we hate black women. You shouldn't report on that. Because if you report on that, it's not going to make black women look good. But we don't care nothing about Kevin Kelly, because the only reason we started twerking in the first place, because we found out a nigga owned the restaurant. And that just wouldn't stand with us. But misogyny has something to do with men? Now, the hatred of women is the hatred of women. Okay? The hatred of women is just the hatred of women. It's that simple at the end of the day. That's nothing gender specific except who you hate, no. So yes, a man can hate a woman. It can happen. You know, I don't know where you're going to find a black man that hates black women, but it can happen. You know. But now when you look at the misogyny, you got to start really looking at white men, white women, and black women. That's really where it's going to come from. You know, let's be real about this. You know, shout out to Serious Ra. He said he never twerk at the Cheesecake Factory. You know what, Serious Ra? I've never heard of a story of them twerking at the Cheesecake Factory. I got to, at least for now, agree with that. But I do have to also acknowledge that no one that I know of even thinks the Cheesecake Factory is owned by black people. Black people technically could own it. But no one has the perception that black people own it. So I guess we don't twerk in the location that the white folks don't own like that. Not saying that I'm finna get so outrageous, act like black women ain't twerked on stuff, even though they know white people own it, because they get that ratchet too. They do get that ratchet. You know, they a mess. You know, they want to act a fool when black folks put a function together, especially a black man put a function together. They do act like a bit of a fool. Want to start a riot, you know, get everybody pissed off. It go down like crazy just because, hey, a black man has something to do with it, so we want to ruin his situation. We can't let his event go off without a hitch. That's just not going to work for us. We got to make sure we mess it up some kind of way. But we hate them. They do a whole lot of work to mess up our businesses, but we hate them. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? The white men won't marry them, which is what they want. Okay? Now, are white men blaming black men for not marrying black women? Yeah, I say that. Absolutely. I don't know where y'all been if y'all don't know that's happening, because I see them doing it too. Yeah, they most assuredly do. Now, the thing is, they ain't looking for us. As far as the husband's concerned, a lot of them looking for a white man. But you would hear the white man out here blaming black men that we not marrying the black woman. Why? Because he wanted to get the heat off himself. So I get it. He want that heat to come off himself. Y'all need to marry some of these sisters before they figure out we should have married some of these sisters. That's what y'all need to do. You know, because you can just go through your life and just simply never marry a black woman as a white man, and you can pretty much get away with it. Okay? But there is enough leftover white men, I'm sure, that they can take care of every black sister out there. It's enough white women who have married somebody else that they got, they have an opening. They can try to make it happen, but no. Their whole thing is no. The issue is that black men won't marry black women. Why is that an issue? Why are black women depend upon black men to marry them? They in America, y'all. Now I get it. If you somewhere else in the world and it's much more restricted, I totally get it. But why black women waiting on black men in this country? And that's how they frame it. Let's have the truth be told, though. The truth be told, they not waiting on us. They just waiting for a white man to show up. So here come again, y'all. No, I want to be married over 30. No, it took you 30 years and you weren't able to get a hold of no white guy. How many years you think I'm gonna give you? Just real talk. How many things am I gonna give you? You was out here 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. Brothers gave you plenty of chances. But you came to the conclusion of, I can't mess with that dude. Okay, cool. I ain't gonna even trip. But once you 30 years old, and you looking at me like I'm supposed to come in and marry you, you about crazy. But why do black women tell other black women this fairy tale, basically? Yeah, don't worry about it. Just wait till you're older. Wait till you got a bunch of more dicks and have a bunch more experiences, and then you go get you a black guy to marry if you can't get the white guy to do it. How can this even sound credible to them? I really can't tell you how. I just know it does. That's what I know. Shout out to Sarah B. She said that's exactly why we're not supposed to be. Excuse me. She said that's exactly what we're not supposed to be doing around. Kind of like you'll eat what's on your plate and like it. Well, you know what? I'm gonna say to Sarah, and she's talking about holding around. That's exactly why we're not supposed to be holding around. Okay, kind of like you eat what's on your plate and like it. Well, this is the thing, Sarah. This is the thing. I don't know why black women fought hard to gain the reputation of being the hoes and sluts and just tramps of America. Because what I am going to say is white women had that locked down for a while. As I grew up, I can't tell you what the whole story is, but I can tell you what I believe based on American context and things like that. I don't know when white women weren't the hoes. I don't know when they weren't the hoes until y'all somehow got in position where y'all ain't the hoes now. Now the hoes of America are black women. Okay? But I got to say, black women fought to be the hoes of America. And now that they've achieved being known as the hoes of America, they say a lot of stuff to black men because they fought to be the hoes of America. And black men sitting over here like, we didn't have that fight. We never fought nobody saying y'all the hoes of America. Real talk, we tried to protect y'all from being known as the hoes of America. But did that do any good? Did it do any good? Nope. And black women think somehow black men have not protected them because now they're seen as the hoes of America, and somehow that's black men's fault. When black men been steady telling them to put some clothes on. Black men been steady saying, look, hey, I like seeing you naked. I ain't gonna even front. But I like to see you naked by myself. I don't want everybody seeing you naked. And we got met with aggression. There's been plenty of brothers who say, look, man, all I'm telling you to do is put some clothes on. That's it. If you're going to be with me, go put some clothes on. Now, that black woman ain't got no issue calling the police about you. She'll do that all day long. It's crazy. You know? So we give these girls these bad ideas that ain't gonna work out for them. We raise them to be, and I'm saying we loosely because it ain't us doing it as black men, it's really black women. So we raise them to be hoes. They already know there's a reputation out there about black women. You know, a lot of black women show off white men, y'all. And that number is going to continue to increase. I'm 100% sure of that. And and the issue that a lot of them have is just the marriage rates aren't increasing the way they want them to, because they want white men to marry. And my thing is, I ain't mad that you want the white man to marry you, but that ain't got nothing to do with me, man. It is not my job as a black man to help you marry a white man. If you're gonna go that route, you handle that on your own. I don't even know what you want me to do, because men you're supposed to approach the women. So what you want me to do? He'll approach you when he's ready. Y'all need to get out there and create us a great environment so these white men will feel more comfortable talking to us. I'm telling you straight up, I ain't doing all that. I don't know why you would think that. I don't know why that makes sense to you. I don't know why you can't tell that's dumb. I can't understand how you ain't figured out your mama a liar. Because black men ain't got no reason to get out there and work hard to make sure that white men are comfortable enough to walk up to y'all and talk to y'all. That just ain't our issue. We ain't got no beef with that. But Lord have mercy, we not finna help you get the job done. I ain't got time to help some other man get his woman. I got to worry about me getting mine. Okay? I don't even know, dude. Now, will black man help another brother in his clique? Yeah, we'll do that type of stuff. We'll do that type of stuff. We'll help other guys in our clique, sure. Well, y'all need to help these white men get us. Why can't you do it? That's my thing. Why can't you do it? Okay? You're a strong black woman. And the last thing you need is a man. So if you want a man, okay, and he ain't a black man, why can't you just put him on your own? Because I don't get that. It just don't make sense to me. But that's just me. You ain't gotta watch it. Yeah. Now, I ain't mad at no sister for going to get her a white man. I do understand there will be a few times where people just genuinely bump into each other and like each other. And he might be white and she might be black. Cool. I ain't got no issue with that. All right. But I'm going to keep it real, y'all. If she's single and she black and she done made it to her 30th birthday, we playing with ourselves to think she actually likes black men. She hates black women. And in her mind, you're an extension of a black woman. Now, I know y'all may be saying, well, now women are supposed to be extension of men. Yeah, that's true. But black women think backwards most of the time. So she's going to say you're an extension of her. And if she don't like you, it's not that she's wrong. It's not that she's problematic. It's just simply the fact, she needs to find someone better than you. You're not good enough. All right? And that's why she wants her daughter to follow in her footsteps. Because I didn't get married, but I know what I'm doing. Okay? My grandma, let's not jump to the grandma. Her mother, which would be the daughter's grandmother. My mother knew how to deal with men. Okay. What's your mama's husband's name? Some of them don't know that. Now, let's keep it real, y'all. When you go back further, there's more women who are going to know that their grandma was married. That's the way it is when you go back in time, son. I can't tell y'all I had grandmothers that couldn't get husbands. I can't tell you that. I cannot tell y'all that had aunties that couldn't get husbands. Okay. 100% of my grandma got husbands. All right. 100% of my aunties got husbands. You know, I get that. So I know when I say if you can't get a husband, I know something wrong with you at the end of the day. Maybe, maybe that's where I form my opinion from, y'all. If my mama can get one, if my grandma on my mama's side can get one, if my grandma on my daddy's side can get one, if every single girl that they had could get one, how could it be that hard? How can it be that hard? Okay. Well, matter of fact, I gotta correct myself. I told y'all there was one sister, that was, well, I ain't gonna say whose side, but I do got one auntie who never got married. Okay. She was an oddball. Just is what it is. She was an oddball. I got one auntie who never got married. She was an oddball. Okay. And I'm sitting there like, hey, I ain't gonna say why she didn't get married, but I'm gonna say I can kind of pick up on why she didn't get married. when I put you around everybody else, you do kind of stick out. You are a little strange, okay? You are a little strange. I got aunties that love you, see you. Hey, baby, come on in. Let me give you something to eat. They about to fight with you if you don't eat, okay? And they gonna make you plate every time. Food gonna be good. Food gonna be warm. Ain't no issues. But I did have a auntie that she never got married. But she ain't act like my other aunties. I'm gonna tell you that right now. She did not act like my other aunties. My other aunties make sure you straight. Now she might tell you go get it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Go make it happen. You know? Which, hey, that's her right. That's her right. But she just was the person who never got married. Is that a coincidence? No, I don't think it's a coincidence at all. I don't buy into coincidence too much. One woman just did it. One woman just did a job that wasn't so great, while every other woman seemed to do a great job, and everybody seemed to have gotten married. Now, I had a lot of aunties, y'all, but there was one who just never got the job done. Or if she was ever married or whatever, I never heard about it. So if she did get married, let's say she did get married, dude was already gone before I could even hear his name. It is what it is. They will tell you we hate them though, but they have every opportunity. They claim, and I'm just gonna say it's a claim. They claim 9,800 men done turned them. 9,800 men done turned them all down. Well, they done turned down 9,800 men when it comes to proposals. They keep saying men propose to them. Men propose to them. Men propose to them. I'm just repeating, men propose to them because that sounds like love to me. I don't know men that propose to women that they don't love. Okay. So they say we love them. Yeah, when you deal around, hear what lessons they talking about. They say all this stuff about how if you marry a black man, you're gonna be in danger. He's not gonna look out for you. I ain't seen no black woman who had to do it on her own, y'all. Not a married one. Let me clarify that. Not a married one. I don't know any married black woman who had to do it for self. I don't know one. Every black woman I've been around who knew their story, if they had a husband, they had help. They didn't just have the help of the husband, they had help of other men. And I'm just keeping it real, y'all. They had help of other men. I remember neighbors who was fixing their stuff up. I never seen them call a company out. Okay. They had broken stairs, y'all. Broken stairs. I never seen them call a company to fix their stairs. I told y'all my dad, his former constructions, brothers was in former constructions. I just never seen men have to call these other men to do their stuff. I'm not saying it don't exist. Okay. I understand every man ain't gonna know everything. Everything cannot be your expertise. But I'm just saying, when I was growing up, you didn't have to call anybody. You did it yourself and your neighbors helped you. All the women who had husbands, I've never seen them have to call somebody. I just ain't seen it, man. It was just unheard of to me. And the first time that I actually went and seen somebody like call somebody to do something that a man would normally do, it amazed me at the end of the day, y'all. It amazed me because I grew up and never saw it. My neighbor didn't call Roto-Rooter. If they had a plumbing issue, they either handle it or they got another man in the neighborhood to handle it. They never called anybody. I'm not saying they didn't pay each other and have a good relationship with each other, y'all. I'm just saying I never seen men have to call these outside men, and I'm just saying outside men as in some dude who's in a uniform representing some company. I just didn't see that growing up. I just didn't see it. All the women were straight. Every single one that was married was straight. Because even when they died, if didn't no other guy cut their grass, I gotta go cut their grass. So I ain't seen widows have problems, y'all. I didn't see it. But we got my main man, Inspired Truth, coming up. So let me go ahead and give Inspired Truth to Mike. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, how goes it? Am I coming in loud and clear?
Yes, you are.
Excellent, excellent. Salute to you. Salute to the chat. I hope everyone's having a great day and doing well.
Yeah, I second that, y'all. I second that. I hope y'all doing well also.
All right. So here's what I was thinking about, and I guess I kind of put a little bit of it into the chat. Interesting things happen when you bring the subconscious into the conscious mind. Like you can't really deal with issues until you bring that stuff out to the floor. And as you say, you kind of have that phrase, that saying, some people might catch it, that your subconscious will rule you. And that's true until you kind of bring that out into the actual prefrontal cortex, into the conscious mind. I think that sometimes when we try to bring some of these things out to the floor, that can be a kind of a painful process, which is why we kind of get some of this heat. Like we get a lot of heat for trying to bring some of this subconscious into the consciousness of the wider, broader culture.
I think you're absolutely right. And I will say that, you can change what's in your subconscious, but unfortunately, you have to do you got to do a lot with your conscious to change what's in your subconscious. Because your subconscious can rule you in a different manner once you intake enough stuff, but it takes a conscious effort to convert the subconscious mind. A lot of people don't want to necessarily do that. Just too much trouble, it seems like, to them.
Yeah, yeah, and that's on steroids with women, because it kind of like ruled by feelings or ruled by emotion, but then your feelings and your processing is kind of like subconscious. So it's like a both and thing. Like your all of your things that you automatically respond to without necessarily thinking about it occurs in the subconscious. And if you're going to be kind of like primarily pushed by feelings, that's what you're going to see a whole lot of. And trying to bring that into the front front of your brain is going to be a painful process that's going to take some self-reflection. But that's kind of like what we need to do.
All right. Now I'm gonna address somebody in the audience real quick because he's saying something interesting here. Vince Lee Sale. Okay. I assume that's how you pronounce Lee Sale. Okay, never seen it spelled with E like that. I've seen plenty of LaSalle, but I haven't seen Lee Sale. This Lee Sale, you say black women and black women, excuse me, you say black women and black men promote misogyny because black women are expected to be the backbone. Now you said, in my opinion, which is cool, but see, that's an interesting statement. You say both of them promote misogyny. Now, Vince Lee Sale, I can't tell you what to believe, but what I can do is ask you, why do you believe this? What have you seen black men doing that promotes misogyny? Now, in case you don't know, misogyny is supposed to be the hatred of women. Where did you see black men promote that? I ain't gonna argue about black women promote. They promote it all day long. Black women are told that they're no good. That's why a lot of them look crazy when they come outside the house, because they're trying to look like anything but a black woman. I ain't gonna tell you they don't promote it. Yeah, they absolutely promote it.
When you actually look at surveys and studies and everything else that we can point to, like black men are actually the most egalitarian. Like we're the least misogynist, the least patriarchal. The whole concept of us being misogynist is laughable.
It's crazy work. Now Vince Lee Sale, he just said Kevin Samuels, y'all. Then he said the Roger Report. Now Vince Lee Sale, it ain't no mystery to me, because I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. Kevin Samuels literally watched me, and he took a lot of stuff that I did and he put it on his show. Real talk. It is what it is. But you're saying names. You're not saying how this so-called misogyny was promoted. No, you don't get to say name. No. Tell me what was promoted, brother. You got to tell me about it. If you're going to make an argument about something, you should be able to explain your argument. What the heck was done to promote misogyny that black men did? How did they promote misogyny? You got to say it, brother.
Moreover, I want a definition too. I want to know what his definition of misogyny is. Is it just whatever women don't like?
Well, yeah, it could be a man. Y'all know how it go. It might not be a man. But either way, if you're gonna make a statement, you got to be able to make a statement that you understand. See, I don't have to agree with you. You know, I don't got to agree with you, but you got to know why you believe something. So now this is the thing. Do you have the ability to articulate what you said? You said black women and black men promote misogyny. What have black men done to promote misogyny? I'm not going to argue about the women part. I know they do it. So I'm asking you point blank, period. What have black men done to promote misogyny? Okay. What have they done? All right. Now, okay, Vince, I'm going to invite you up to the panel because you don't make no sense. Okay, I'm going to just tell you right now, you don't make no sense. Now, why am I saying you don't make no sense? Y'all, this was his response. He said, making black women feel. Now, we already know this is nonsense because can't nobody make you feel anything. Your feelings are a self-control issue. Nobody can make you feel anything. So you already don't make sense with your answer. But he said, make black women feel like they should have no standards and settle for bums. The first name he said was Kevin Samuels, who literally did a show about high value men.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about? How did that even fit into make them think they should settle for bums? And the man did a whole show about the top men in the society. Yeah, bro, you literally make no sense.
Hope he comes up. He or she, hope they come up.
It's okay if you're a female. It's all right. We're used to that. Okay, so if you're a female, you don't have to hide that you're a female and not come up, because I actually want you to come up. It's okay if you're an actual female. All right, go ahead. What were you about to say?
Oh, I was going to say that dissenting opinions are always welcome. On top of that, I think that a lot of what KS was really doing there was kind of like geared to matching up and matchmaking high earning or high value men, whichever way you want to put it. And the thing about this is that you have to also consider that the guy that you want is gonna want something too. It's not just you just showed up and I'm me type of deal. It's like, no, you're gonna have to actually come with something as well. And that's a lot of what people push back up against, Well, not people, but you know what I mean. The kind of like the disorganized faction of the community, if we put it that way.
Oh, I'm gonna say what Kevin Samuels did was create a platform for women who want to actually specifically pursue those men. Yeah. He made a platform for a specific group of men, and the women came to say what they wanted to say in order to get that specific group. Not every dude. He was talking about people in the top 10%. So come on now. Now, he didn't make no woman show up. She showed up because she wanted some guy in the top 10%. He did not tell them, you know what I'm saying? He did not tell them women that they shouldn't be trying to go after no top 10 men. He just simply told them how to get one. A lot of them didn't like that. Just is what it is. So I can't give you the Kevin Samuels part. Okay. I can't give that to you because you ain't telling me nothing that constitute that. His main issue was these are the men y'all say y'all want. This is what it's gonna take to get them. Point blank. Period. That ain't them wanting those guys is on them. He just made a platform for them to talk about it. So it is what it is. Now I also say, and brother, I'm not gonna let you talk from the chat. You're gonna actually have to come up here, even if you're a female hiding behind a man's name, and we'll still call you Vince. It's cool. It is what it is. But I'm not gonna let you hide in the chat. Okay. So if you want to say something, you got to come say something. Now, I'm going to say, too, he also made a statement. He said, making shows that criticize black women, but not explaining why. Who the heck did that? Because I know you can't be talking about me. I do 3-hour shows at least, for the most part. And guess what? I explain all kinds of ways on everything I say. So I know you can't be talking about me. So now, are you just a plain liar at the end of the day? Like, what's going on? Are you just a plain liar? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you just a plain liar?
It is exemplary use of descriptive ways in which you're explaining what you're talking about. Example number 1, example number 2, example number 3, and so on. Then people on the panel jump in. Example number 4, example number 5. Like, that's a fallacious statement.
And now Vince Lee say, I am a woman. And it's fine that you're a woman, but if you gonna make your claim, I'm inviting you to come up and explain it to us. Because at the end of the day, one of the dumbest things you could say right now is saying something, saying that we criticize black women and didn't explain. That's like one of the dumbest things you could say for a person who literally does 3-hour shows. Literally going point by point on why anything I said about them, that you can look at these examples and see what's going on. Whatever I explained that you cannot see in your everyday life. Okay? So yeah, come on up, because we do at least 3-hour show, but I'm about to hit the 3-hour mark. I don't think you're going to come up because I don't think you can actually name something that makes sense at the end of the day. Okay? I don't think you can. But I'm inviting you to have your say, because I don't want you to be on some, but they didn't give me a chance to explain myself. I'm giving you a chance to explain yourself right now. All you got to do is hit that link. We'll extend this a little bit. I'll give you at least 30 extra minutes so you can talk to us and explain your position. Because I literally just did a whole show on misogyny and gave examples how black women hate themselves and they hate other black women. I literally just did that through this show. So what's it to you? Okay, what's it to you? Why don't you hit that link? And y'all, now she got scared, y'all. She said, calling me dumb. Now I see why I'm not on the panel. No, I didn't call you dumb. I said that's one of the dumbest things you can say, that I said something and didn't explain it for a person who does at least 3-hour shows. That's what I said. I didn't call you dumb. Now, if we listen to what I said and hear how you interpret what I said, now you just gave people another reason. Well, you just gave people a reason to call you dumb, because you're now talking like a person who can't understand simple English language words. Now, people might call you dumb because you did that, but I never called you dumb.
Well, on top of that, you often say, and we often say in this space, like, it's a choice. Being dumb, choosing to be dumb, it's a choice.
So basically, you're scared, and that's all it is at the end of the day. You're scared. Or just come up here and explain your position. Because, see, we ain't going to play with you like other places do. You don't get to hide behind stuff like you do at other places. If you really have a point, come explain yourself, and we can hear you out. And if you don't have a point, which it doesn't look like you do, then guess what? You ain't about nothing. Yes, misogyny is a choice, and it's a choice that you make. Okay? See, the reason you won't come up right now after saying the stuff that you said is because you hate black women. So you won't come defend black women. You don't see black women as worthy of defending, even though you just said I am a woman. And what I've been talking about all day, y'all, who hates black women? Black women do. So a black woman is being invited to say, hey, come up here and state your position. If you think black men somehow promote misogyny, come on, say what it is. She won't do it. Why? Because she don't like black women herself.
Contrast is valuable.
What'd you say?
I was saying that contrast and dissenting opinions are welcome. Like we're not cowards over here. Come on up.
Yeah, but and he's absolutely correct. But the last thing I won't do is sit here and pretend that I don't understand what's going on. You are showing us, not telling us, you are showing us that black women ain't worth defending in your own opinion. That's what you're showing us. Black women ain't worth defending. You know, I said, hey, tell us how black men are promoting misogyny. You won't come do it. Because you don't see black women as worthy enough to do that for. It just is what it is. That's not a me thing. That's a you thing. You the one that got invited up here and wouldn't do it because you don't see black women as worthy of it. And that's all you. But we got Tunnel Runner here. So Tunnel Runner, you got the mic. What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
Everything's good. Everything's good. I just wanted to say, my wife called me. She said she lost her keys, and I had to run home. And she met me at the door with some melon juice and some ice cold, with a little frost on it. She met me at the door, and I had to go and find her keys for her and save the day. And she's very happy.
The hero
cooking me.
Okay, so you telling me a wife lost her keys and a guy showed up to make sure she got her keys back? Is that what you telling me?
Yes, my wife lost her keys and she couldn't find them. So she's at the gym. She's at the gym working out. She's going to keep her sexy on. And she couldn't find her way back home. So her keys were lost. And luckily I had to track on them. So I had to track them down and find it for her and bring her, bring her out with her white knight, even though I'm black.
I guess some kind of way, man. That's you attacking black women, man, because you showed up. Your wife had an issue and you showed up to resolve your issue. Resolve her issue. That I'm just saying that's interesting. That's very interesting. And then she treated you like a king when you got there to do that thing. You didn't let stuff keep you away from you. No, you just came on in and got the situation solved. Seems like wives ain't having no problem out here. That's what it seems like to me, y'all. Seems like wives ain't having no issue. Now,
yep.
Well, I appreciate you giving us that report. Did I cut you off?
Sir. Oh, okay. No. I was just saying she had a big smile on her face when I helped her out.
Mm-hmm. And we got black women right here, right now that won't even come up and talk to us at the end of the day.
So basically what you're telling me is that you did something and you actually got something back. Oh no, that's a horrible misogynist thing to do. Don't you know?
Tunnel Runner, I think they're going to accuse you of promoting misogyny because your wife did something in return for you. Lord have mercy. But you know what? We got H Rebels who's also joining us. So we're gonna stretch it on out a little bit longer anyway. But again, I'm still gonna invite Miss Vince Lascelle or Liselle, however you pronounce it, to come on up here. Okay. You welcome to come on up here. Now she said this was like a cartoon character, something like I think she said. I saw something like you said that maybe this Vince Lascelle is a cartoon character, which may be true. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Is that the kid from Recess? I'm looking at the little picture. Is that the kid from Recess? A cartoon from back in the day? Makes no difference to me. You still invited to come speak your piece. And again, we gonna call you Vince if that's the name you want to use at the end of the day. But What I got to hear from you is how black men promote misogyny. Because you ain't told us that yet. You ain't told us. Okay? H Rebels, you got the flow, my brother.
Yeah, no issues, Roger. Just first of all, shout out to you as the host. I don't have anything to add to the discussion. I was coming up more mainly to kind of talk after the show, but I have been listening off and on, and you made a lot of great points. So and you already hit a lot of good stuff. So I don't want to just repeat too much of what you already said because your points were really just there. And it's hard to go against them. So if somebody can refute what it is you're saying, then I would love to hear it. But yeah, I don't have anything to add. I just kind of came up for more for the after show.
Okay, cool. Well, I ain't gonna stretch it if Miss Vince LaSalle ain't gonna come up. You know what I'm saying? Cause I can't force nobody to do nothing, y'all. But if you got an argument, okay, which is fine for anybody to have any argument. But if you can't actually come present your argument, I mean, why even bring it up? If you're going to say black men are promoting Messiah, see, now she probably going to say, well, Roger wouldn't let me on the panel. I asked you to come up several times. I asked you to get us some real stuff. And, you start saying names. Sound like you don't have nothing. You don't have nowhere to go. And at the end of the day, if you truly believe black men are promoting, if you really believe black men are promoting misogyny, it would be smart to have a woman tell us exactly how we promote misogyny so we can have a discussion about it and see if something needs to change. But no, you won't do that, though. You won't do that. Ain't that about nothing? Okay,
Yeah.
ain't that about nothing? We give you the room to come. Hey, we understand you're a woman, but we're going to let you come speak. We're going to discuss it as me and see what you got to say and see if we can get something better off done. But you don't even want to come on the panel and tell us nothing. Ain't that about nothing, y'all? Ain't that about nothing? But we
Yeah, if
hate
you have
women,
something
supposedly.
important to teach, we're all ears. We want to learn. Might change our minds. Who knows?
Now, y'all, I'm finna close it out, but she did say, Miss, I'm saying Miss, y'all, indicating there's no husband involved. That's all right, Roger. I didn't think you were going to stretch it. Maybe that's why you high tea black woman. I guess you was trying to say hate, but you couldn't even get that out right. Now, so you made a statement thinking I'm not gonna give you room to actually explain your statement. So you really just tried to throw a grenade and run away. Is that what you? Because that's what it sounded like you saying. I really just came to throw a grenade and run away. I didn't think you would stretch the show so I can actually be heard. I didn't think that you would allow me to come onto a panel and actually explain myself. I didn't think I would allow you would allow me to come up here and be fair to me, because I'm a woman. So
see, that's like a
therefore,
H instead of an L, so it's like a hate instead of a latte. I mean, I guess maybe you're gonna serve up something,
You know what? If she knew how to serve up something properly, I doubt she'd be in here. There was girls on recess, y'all. I'm just saying. There was girls on recess. So the fact that she picked the dude, I mean, it is what it is. Why you pick the dude? Hey, why you pick the dude? Okay. Now, you know what I will do for you? Miss Vince Liesel. What I will do for you is, because we're going to go off S because you obviously ain't going to come up. So that's what we're going to do. We will invite you to actually come backstage and you can make your argument backstage so we can hear if you got anything to say at all. And we won't put out your information if you actually want to come backstage. So you come backstage if you want to, and we will listen to you to see if you have anything other than nonsense to say. We will give you a fair, legitimate chance to say anything other than nonsense. I doubt you're going to do it. You already admitted you just tried to come in here and just throw a grenade and run. Okay, it is what it is. Okay. And, I don't know what's going on that you see yourself as a man because you picked a little boy from recess. I believe that's where that kid is from. And there was girls on recess. Like, why didn't you pick a girl? But hey, you could have some crazy theory that we just don't know. But hey, I kind of think in same ways. So it is what it is, or maybe you had a crush on Vince. Cool. But y'all, let's say shout out to all the black women who hate black women. Okay, because the only way to keep misogyny alive in the black community is to have black women keep pushing misogyny because they want to protect white men. It is what it is. You know, that's the only thing they got to help that white man in a lot of cases. So they got to push it. So it is what it is. And I'm gonna say shout out to the nameless protagonists. I seen a comment from here in there. Dang, I can't find it. All right. All right, well, shout out to you, names. Always good to see you in the building. Always good to see you in the building. So, yeah, we're going to get ready to close it down, y'all. Chef Mike is coming up. Let me see if he wants to do something for after the show or is... Okay. Okay.
Oh, I'm just up for the after show, Roger.
All right, they all here for the after show. We done gave Miss Vince Liesel plenty of time. She didn't want to do it. It is what it is, so she don't have no real argument to make. And we just gonna have to leave it at that, y'all. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Appreciate y'all coming through. We'll see y'all next. Oh, you know what? I've been up here by myself, so I never had a chance to really check the cash apps. Let me check the cash apps and see if anything came through. Because I don't want y'all to think I'm dissing y'all, but I've basically been up here by myself. Maggie came up for just momentarily, y'all. Just momentarily. Okay. So I really haven't had a chance to look at the cash app. So I'm checking them right now, y'all. I'm checking them right now. All right. And I don't see Nathan up here. I don't see nothing. Okay. Which is all good. Oh, no. Something just came in. Okay. So let me get credit to whoever did this. Let me get credit real quick. Then we're going to close it down. Shout out to There I Said It. He says, salute, sir. Well, salute to you, my brother. Salute to you. Appreciate it. He dropped $5 on the cash app. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Shout out to Inspired Truth Broadcast, which is down here on the panel. He said, connecting the dots. Well, you know what? I appreciate you saying that, my brother. I definitely appreciate you saying that. And shout out to my main man, KP from KC5. He said, Roger making Keisha mad again. Well, you know what? You said this a while ago, but I guess I just did it. I just did it again. And one of them showed up. You know what? But y'all always welcome here, y'all. Y'all always welcome here. Even you black women that can't stand black men, like the one we just had show up today. All right. I still appreciate you, quote unquote, Vince LaSalle. I still appreciate you. All right. What was that girl from earlier? Patricia, I think her name was. Shout out to Patricia, y'all. See, I don't hate the game. You know, well, I don't hate the player. You got to hate the game at the end of the day, y'all. You know, I don't hate the player. So shout out to you ladies for showing up and showing us exactly who y'all are. We appreciate it. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Long live the Habitual Line Steppers. Oh, if you're new here, just look for me, 9 a.m. Chicago time, Monday through Friday, y'all. 9 a.m. Chicago time. That's where you'll find me and the crew, whoever decides to be the crew on that given day. Long live Habitual Line Steppers. I'm Roger. Or matter of fact, you gonna step up for after the show? The name is Protagonist. You gonna step up after the show? Just asking. Long live the Habitual Line Steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right. Vince now knows that, but I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.